What's up?
What's up? How everybody doing this evening?
You
Sorry,
know-
we're running a little bit late.
No, I'm running a little bit late. Lee was on time.
That's all right. Heck, we both went ready.
Oh my goodness. Hey Sarah. Hey Bobby. So we might have a special guest coming on tonight, which is kind of the reason I was late. I'm excited. I was Hey Silver Gorilla. You installed the Swarm today? Outstanding. Man, guys, I'm gonna need a 12-step program for beekeeping. One of y'all go ahead and make it.
It's an addiction.
The first step of the first step is to acknowledge there's a problem, right?
Yep. And then buy more boxes.
Oh my gosh.
Step 2 is buy more boxes, Bob.
Yeah, that's done. I bought 30 2-frame mating nukes. And, they come with a lid, migratory lid, and they come with a solid bottom on it, right? Well, when you go to paint these things, it takes a long time. And the rain would start, then it would stop, then it would start, then it would stop. And so I was just out there painting all day long. Yeah, those right there. And the reason I bought those is because I've got queens coming tomorrow from our guest for tonight. He's still driving, so he said he's going to get home and get set up and then pop in. I sent him the link, so hopefully that went to him and not to his wife, because she'll look at it and be like, why am I getting this link to go live tonight? So Jose Uribe is supposed to be joining us. But, that's assuming nothing happens and is out there. But I was literally just talking to him, so he is planning to come. But, he's... Man, that whole operation, he runs with him and his wife. And, he's got some helpers, I guess. But for the most part, they do it all, right? The shipping, the queen rear, all of it. So if you guys are interested in queen rear, and the man, the myth, the legend, Jose Uribe will supposed to be joining us. Yeah, I went over there. They didn't have them built. And so the thing is that I waited. They built them for me while I was there, and then I came home and painted. I went through 12 cans of paint, not spray cans, because I used that Krylon Max on those, and actually I went through 12 that I bought, and then I had some partial cans left, and so I think I got all of them except for 6 were painted. The rest, the other 6, I'm gonna go ahead and burn like I did the other ones. But
Do you do anything else to them after you burn them, or you just burn?
So what I did on the last ones, so the first time I did the burn when I was first starting, I used the spray urethane, and it worked. It looked good for like the first year, but then the sun kind of had it flaking off. This year, I brushed on some polyacrylic from Minwax on the outside. So we'll see what happens. I'll be doing that tomorrow. My queen, I already got the notification. My queens are supposed to be here around noon, and I think we're supposed to still be calling for rain tomorrow. So
yeah, it's raining outside here now. So if I do drop off the screen, it's called power went out.
You know how many bees I looked at today? On the way back from the bee store, there was a break in the rain, and I swung by the chestnut grove and just peeked into the nukes. I mean, literally just opened up. Yep, bees. Yep, bees. Yep, bees. Make sure that no pesticides or anything got to them from, like the strawberries over there. And that was it. And that's the extent of my bees today, other than working in the yard. I posted that picture on the I sent you a picture, but I didn't send you the picture. I'm gonna send you a picture, at least, since it's easy for you to pull it from your phone.
Which one? Where you got them stacked and painted?
Yeah, but this isn't even all of them, guys. Here, I just sent it to you. I just texted it to you.
Okay.
This is not even all of them. And I was just, I didn't even get them all done. I think I still got like 3 boxes to burn, 6 bottoms, 6 tops to burn. I've got some I got to flip over and like paint the underside. It started raining, so it's like nothing I could do about it. But I think I got 3, 6, or 1, 2, 3. That's 18 stacked up. So I still got 6 more that I've already painted that are sitting next to it. Not in this picture. Yeah, go ahead. And I've got 6 of them that I'm burning. And so that's 30 boxes. And now, it's 30 boxes, but it's 90 pieces of wood with the tops and the bottom. So I was out there all day drenched. I mean, my shorts were soaked through. My shirt was soaked through. Now my behind is hurting from stooping over.
Need to build you a little workbench to get on higher, huh?
Well, the boxes, you can barely see it over to the side where that white chair is sitting next to the other side of the screen right there. There's 2 white chairs, and I've got a pole in between them where I hang 3 boxes at a time.
Okay.
To do the boxes. But, the lids and the bottom boards take a long time because you got to do one side, then you got to flip them over and do the other side. So, but now I got most everything done. It's just was a long day for sure. And, that's what I did. What'd you do today besides work?
Work. Look at the rain. I ain't going to really say I worked. I sat there for 10 hours today. It was a long day.
Yeah, for me as well. Oh, but you know what? I did get bonus material when I went over there today. So while they were assembling my boxes, I walked out to their little nuke yard where people, where you pick up your nukes. And they had some empty pro nukes out there that, bees died out in or whatever, and a Jester nuke box. And I was like, well, hey, what are you guys going to do with those out there? Empty ones. Oh, we're probably just going to get rid of them. Hey, don't worry about it. I'll go get them and take them off your hands right now.
Get rid of it for 'em.
Yep. So I got 5. Man, even Gus Mitchell's doing lives nowadays.
Yeah, I just got his alert.
Man, everybody's doing a little live action. But, is what it is. We everybody's doing the question and answer thing now and just chat. But it's good. It's good.
Everybody helping everybody out.
That's it. That's what you got to do. Let me see. Yeah, so, I was able to negotiate a little bit better price on those nuke boxes than what was on the website because I was buying so many of them. I got a little bit of a discount. And then not only did I get a little bit of a discount, but they didn't charge me to put them together either. So that worked out. I didn't have to. Yeah. Free 99, baby.
I was trying to get it out. Couldn't.
Jason's like, I'll just join everybody else's live. Hey, Jason, I just saw you pop up, brother. Good to have you. So Jose Uribe is supposed to be joining us when he gets home. We're just chilling out. We haven't dropped the link. Should we drop the link?
Not yet. That's what I'm about to do right now.
We're going to drop the link.
There's the link in the chat, and we'll pin it to the top of each one of our channels.
Hey, Jason, have you used your queen rearing kit yet? I'm still waiting on my special gift from your shop that my mysterious Bohemia Bees gift that was going to show up. I was like, I'm excited to see what that's going to be. Let me pin this. Pin message. All right, there we go.
All right.
Not yet. Next week. Cool. So yeah, man, I was putting into work today, and it was all day. I mean, from the time I got up to the time I came in to take a shower, and I was out there today. It started raining. I'd stopped painting by that time, and it was out there. It was raining, but I had already started burning the boxes with the torch. You ain't tried to do nothing until you tried to burn boxes with a torch in the rain. It takes a little bit longer.
Takes a little longer, huh?
A little bit longer. Yeah, but hey, it's gosh, I'm nervous. I am nervous about what I'm doing and excited at the same time. It's like, everybody says don't expand too fast, and I understand that. But what's too fast? You know what I mean?
I would think it'd depend in your situation right now. If you got a full-time job and you try to expand to where you started in the spring or early spring to now, you would probably be in a little trouble. But with you being home and basically full-time beekeeping, you have time to take care of everything that you got.
Yeah, so that's kind of what we're working on, what we're trying to do. So I know things sometimes seem better in my mind than they actually play out in in real life, right? So we're going from from 12 colonies. You need a pear burner. Is that one of those big torches? One of the real big, like, wide mouth torches?
We just call them grass burners or fence line burners.
Okay, so Texas says if you're building the bees, Bob, yeah, I know, not buying them, then you aren't going too fast. All right, well, I bought a couple. I mean, I bought a few, but that was more for diversity. And, but, queens, my splits have come with queens that I've purchased. Well, I don't know. Can you say that I purchased them? At this point, I did buy them, but by the time I sold all the ones that I wanted to sell, mine were pretty much free.
I was about to say the bees bought them. You didn't.
Yeah, that's true. So I guess it's a half full, half empty situation, right? And you know, so just now this is a whole new thing. I've never used a 2-frame mating nuke ever. You know how the most I've ever seen about a 2-frame mating nuke is Barnyard Bees.
Barnyard bees. I've got one that I've painted and it's still sitting in the storage. I haven't used it yet. And I've had it since my first year doing this, 2020. And I still hadn't used it. But hopefully whenever I get this night cut system put in and get a couple of queens going, I'm going to try it out.
Well, now I've got a whole nother problem too, right? So now I got to have a place to set these things. So now I got to go get cinder blocks and 4x4s. You know, I'm going to have to drill holes in the covers so I can put a feeder on top. If you go buy 100 nukes, that's buying your bees. Yeah. Well, I might try to go buy 100 nukes if I can get a good price and sell 100 nukes. Make a little bit of a profit. That's nothing wrong with making a little bit of a profit.
Now, what kind of feeders you planning on putting on top of the 2-frame?
Yeah, I had that discussion with Greg Burns today. He asked me that. And I was like, well, maybe I'll go with a bucket. It won't work on a 2-frame. Okay, well, it will, but you have to build like a 5-frame wide, like David at Barnyard Bees does.
Yeah. If not, the bees are going to get up under the edge of your lid in your bucket.
So I figured I would take the Cajun bees and Cajun homesteading and bees method. I think I'm going to drill a hole in it and take a mason jar and pop it upside down with a couple of holes on it, and let it go. Hey, Dennis. Hey, Steve.
And Pam in here.
That's Steve.
Okay.
This is an incognito account.
That's right. I do remember the name now.
Gatorade bottles. There you go. So that's kind of the plan. A lot of times I don't have it all figured out when I start. It develops. It's a rolling decision, right? How many frames fit in a 5-frame with a frame feeder?
You're probably going to get possibly 2 to 3 frames, depending on how wide that feeder is. Most of them, you're going to have to take out 2 frames for the feeder. I can put
one in, like I can take one frame out and put the frame in, but they're in there really tight.
Yeah.
Really, really tight. So, it just really, oh man, I didn't bring that. Hey, entertain. I'm going to run out to the truck and get this neat looking feeder that Blythewood Bee Company gave me today. Hold on.
All right. Yeah, the frame feeder that I had in my house that I were using, they would take up basically 1.5 spaces. So, I mean, if you squished it up against a wall real tight, you might get one in, but it ain't going to be looking too good. Hey there, Randy. But yeah, generally you're going to have to take out 2 frames to get that in there. Trying to get everything lined up here. Everybody look at the top of that comment section. They got the link pinned to the stream if y'all want to come in and chat. We'll see how fast Bob can run out to the truck and back. I'm going in 3 frame. Yeah. Yeah, if you put in the frame feeder, most likely you're going to have to take out 2 and you'll have the 3 frame in there. You trying to draw out comb, or are you just trying to get on the build up a little bit, DC? You staging.
All right, I can't show you down here yet. All right. So check this out. You know, I saw one of Bohemia Bee's videos where he was at Maxant, or he got a piece of Maxant equipment that was like no longer used, you know, one of these warehouse items that were just kind of back there type of thing. I think it was the Mutt or something like that, right? Well, when I went into Blythewood Bee Company today, they had the stack of these things they found in their warehouse that they've had. I don't know anything about them. But check it out. You see it? It's a feeder. So it's got a slot. The bees come up through here. They've got the little triangle ramp, right? And the other side opens, and you could put your syrup in there. So they didn't have a price on it. They didn't, they had no price on it because she didn't know how much they paid for it. And they only had it like limited. They had a couple 10 frames, and then they had a few of these that work on a 5 frame.
Yeah, I'm not even seeing that on their website.
No, it's not. You have to call Abby and say, Abby, I saw this little feeder that Bob said that you guys had stashed in the warehouse that she's like, well, here, take it and just try it. I don't, So it's pretty cool. It's got a little excluder. It's basically just like a Tupperware sandwich type of thing. I can't imagine it's that expensive. Shipping probably costs more than this thing does. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It actually has a little, I guess that's an excluder, but it's just got a little trough cut out right there at the bottom to let the syrup come in. So, and that just slides in this center piece right here. Well, it's supposed to. Of course, I probably broke it. But it just goes right in there. I just thought it was kind of cool little thing. I'm going to end up like Lee and Fred Dunn with all this stuff stacked behind me.
Yeah, be able to reach and grab everything.
Yeah, why do you guys have that? Well, I just thought it was cool, and they gave it to me, so. It was a prototype called the Bastard. That's right. Dual-purpose clarifier merged with a tiered bottling tank. And you own that now, right? Or are you waiting on it? So, I'm so dehydrated right now. You guys have no idea. So, it has been going pretty good, though. I can't complain. There are only 2 in existence. See, you seem like a guy like me. I kind of like quirky things sometimes, especially if they work, It's like, oh, nobody else got this. I got this. Like that pneumatic valve. Hey, Jason, did you buy a pneumatic valve? Or did you just look at them? I'm telling you, that thing made my life easy. Easy. It's like a bunch of steps below having a metered one, right? That'll actually meter it for you. But man, just the ability of not having to lever the honey and just step on it, fill it up, step on it, fill it up. I got a clip. Let me show a clip of that. Maybe I could show a clip. I don't know. Where's it at? There it is.
Hard.
Oh. Let me mute it. Do I have to? If I mute it, it'll still play, right? No. They'll be able to hear it or not?
Not if you mute it.
But it's okay.
He'll still play though, but they won't hear it.
All right, I got to rewind the video anyway before I can do it.
Create a powerful
Come on,
WordPress
man.
website
Really?
with Bluehost Website
Advertising?
Builder. Get smart AIs.
Advertising on your videos. Let me just StreamYard.
Heck, I wish it was 64 here.
Yeah,
We were cloudy today and still almost hit 90.
yeah, same here. And it rained, and it was still in the middle of the Chrome tab. There you go. Click me in. But I might get a loop, right?
No, you shouldn't because you got headphones on.
Yeah, but it's not playing through my. Hold on. I can fix that though. There we go. All right. I'll try to fast forward it. And don't mind the mess. I overfilled that one. That's the first time I used it, so. One drip. Anyway, let me stop this thing. You guys get the idea. Step on the pedal, opens the valve, comes out. All good. But let me see. A scale. Well, you know what? If I can, the hardest part is getting my my foot to stop when my eyes say stop, and timing that extra little bit that comes out from between.
You got to train your foot to release before your eyes think it's full.
Yeah, now I got it to where I can just like click, 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 and it'll drop a little bit out at a time and do it. But it's it once I got in a rhythm, man, I was able to crank them jars out. Oh man, let me see, man. How do you get sun when it's rainy all day, man? I feel like sunburnt.
You'll still get it through the clouds.
My buddy Mike 3D printed the Guardian Small Hive Beetle Guard about 5-6 years ago and sent them to a few people to test. Now look at him. He's sold thousands of those things. Yeah, I bought some of them. And you know what? I still had small hive beetles.
I didn't have the little front entrance on the bottom board, but I had the little round ones that were the upper entrances.
I had them both. Matter of fact, one of my nukes does have that on the front of them. But I can't say, now here's the thing with small hive beetles, right? I can't say where they're coming in from. They may not be getting in from that Guardian hive entrance, but they could be getting in, from in between the queen exclude, or not the queen excluder, but in between the, need to fix you a platform to allow the bottles to sit. Yeah, I know. It's hopefully one day. I keep buying too much bee crap to fix up my other room. So, they could slide in.
The gray homestead, is that the one that's like a box and it looks like just a piece of wood or something across the top and the bees draw the comb down from that?
A comfort hive? Is that like a just like a resource hive?
No, it's looking like just wild comb in it, if this is what he's talking about. Let's see. Pull this up.
I've never run a. Yes, Sam Comfort.
That's all I can see. It just looked like a box and looked like some type of wood stripping across the top, and they build a comb down on it. That's the only picture I can find right now.
It's like a real thin top bar. That's pretty cool, though. I mean, I guess it'd be good for like chunk comb or chunk comb in a jar. Cajun, hop in here, Cajun. I got to talk to you.
Come on in, Fred.
Fred and Freddie and Bobo.
Wooden kebab sticks.
So come on, Brad. See, you called him Fred. Now he ain't coming.
I said it's all right. They call me Freddie now for some reason.
But I'm just excited about these queens coming. I know I've got Brian's not going to be the only one with the the Caucasian. I got a Caucasian coming.
And you did find out it was the Caucasian?
Yeah. When I talked to him on the phone, he's like, "Yeah, I sent you one." He said, it won't be hard for you to figure it out. It's the one with all the rubber bands on it. He said
And
if you
really
mess that
dark-
up, I'm
It's a
sorry.
really dark one, huh?
Yeah. So that's
So yeah, I'd like to try the Caucasian bees, at least a couple of them, just for the propolis production of them.
well, you know, yeah, from Jose. Yep. Jose's supposed to be coming on, guys. So he was driving home. He said he had to get situated. I sent him an email, so let me make sure he didn't text me saying, I can't do it, Bob. No, we're good still. But yeah, so I've got queens coming from Jose. I'm trying to move to more sustainable, right? To trying to make money with my bees, obviously. So if I can move from buying queens to raising queens, then it's 100% profit other than my time investment, right? So that's kind of where I'm trying to head. We'll see what happens. I got Italians, guys. I got Italians, but he gifted me, or I don't know if it was gifted. It might just be one of my 25. I don't know, but it's coming. And he had bees on sale, guys. I saw it on the Book of Faces where he had a better take than what they thought they were going to have, because you always plan, if you need 100, you make like 120, right? I mean, you got to make more to make sure you got enough if something happens. So I don't know what their numbers are. Just threw that out there as an example. But they had a better take than what they thought they were going to have. And they had, for a limited time, their queens were $25. And you had to pay shipping, but it was $25. Well, Randy, my shipping, because he's in California on the left coast, and I'm in South Carolina on the right coast, right coast. I got 25 queens sent, cost me right at $100. So yeah, he might still have some left, Jason. So here's the thing, though. I was driving to Cutix when they were here, and it was taking me an hour and 10 minutes each way, right? So that's you might as well say 2.5 hours. And then if I'm there, so it's 3 hours round trip of my time and gas and everything else. Getting them on a discount from Jose only cost me $20 more than it would have cost me had I just drove to get them where I was getting them. You see what I'm saying? Because of the discount. So for me, perfect. It was perfect. So, I mean, that's why I went and bought Mating Nukes. I'm like, I've got all these queens. I need to. Yeah, he said he was going to join. Yep, absolutely. And he said, give him some time. I said, well, just hop in. He says, how long do y'all go for? I said, probably longer than you want to stay, which is fine. You can just pop in and say hey and talk for a little while and then come on back. Matter of fact, let me text him and make sure he got the link. And did you get?
Yeah, if you want to check Jose out, you can check out his site. For some reason it's popping up something different here, but if you go to UribeHoneybees.com, it'll bring you to his site. Got a little merch on here and then some contact information.
And they do a lot on social media too. So on the Book of Faces, I know some of you guys are. I'm gonna tell you what, people boo. He said, yes, I got it. It says no California guys allowed. LOL. So,
hey, you got that licensed bottling tank, right?
Yeah, I got it. The 18-gallon.
Yeah, I don't know what valve he's using, but Dirt Rooster just dropped the video bottling honey with a licensed bottling tank.
Yeah, he said he had the tank, but he didn't have that valve.
Okay.
But does he he's probably got the same one, the 18. And Hey, Jason, you want to jump in here? The link's pinned in my chat at the top of the chat. If you want to jump in, you can talk to him face to face on the stream if you'd like to. We'd enjoy having you. Give us something to talk about. Yeah, shipping isn't bad if you're buying them in bulk. But hey, my biggest thing when you're buying queens, this is just my personal opinion. I found this out. Okay, so a few years ago, I ordered from Oliveras, right? And I only ordered like 3 queens. And then after doing it, I started doing my chicken math, as Jason says. So like with Cutic, 1 through 9 cost one amount, $33, right? When you order 10, they're $30. So it's like getting that 10th one free, but you got to tell them you want 10, right? So 10 at what's the 9 times 33? 9 times 33, 297. So for $3, you get the 10th queen. You know, so you might as well get the 10th queen. Any ideas for queen sellers close to Dallas or Central Texas? Doing 2 cutouts this week, and we'll probably go into pinch those queens. I don't know if Texas Bee Supply does or not. Probably. Otherwise, Jose's in California. They ship today, and I'm getting them tomorrow, so it's like overnight. Hey, James. He said let him figure his settings out. And
Texas Bee Supply,
$40 ish. Where are they located? I know they're in Texas, obviously, but
Dayton, Texas, which is just east of Houston, and Blue Ridge. I'm not sure where that's at.
east of Houston.
Yeah, Dayton is exit 787 off Interstate 10. I know that exit because I used to stay in LaPorte, about 10 miles south of Dayton.
I got you. See what? Oh man, I am so sore, dude. I can tell I'm getting old just from today.
I think we all feel it at some point.
William, you flew through Houston? Let me see. I think they have a store near Dallas. And I know they have one there. Yeah. Hey, Matt and Sarah, how's it going? And Grammy? Grammy's up there. Hey, good evening.
Oh, hey there, Matt and Sarah. I didn't see you in my chat. I was over here pulling up some information.
That's because they're watching on the real channel, my channel. No, I'm just kidding.
Actually, they were on mine, but it don't matter. They're here watching for
They're
us.
here watching us. That's right.
They
Hey,
support.
Speaking of which, if you guys didn't enter, Lee's giving away a Hive tool. If you go and comment on yesterday's video.
Yeah, yesterday's live video. If you leave a comment,
Buying your
under the
subscription.
video
Okay.
that says Hive tool, he'll enter you for the drawing.
I want to see if Jose can get this figured out. Yeah, speaking of which, look at that. Look at that.
And we all feel it at some point.
There, Jose.
Going on, fellas?
Not much. How you doing?
Good. How you doing, Lee?
Oh, pretty good. And yourself?
Oh yeah, just finally home. It just I think it peaked.
Uh,
How's the weather
you got-
treating you out
You got
there?
to mute your YouTube, brother.
I got. Am I on mute?
Sarah, I didn't see you.
No, you got to mute YouTube.
Up some information.
Oh, well, hold on. Oh, there we go. Is that better?
Yeah. Can't hear the loop coming back through.
All right.
And we got someone else that wants to talk to you too. So might have sold you some queens. Bam. Bohemia Bee.
That other location for the
Okay,
Texas
huh?
Bee Supply in Blue
Right.
Ridge, that is right by Dallas.
And so I was telling them about your awesome queens that are coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that on the Book of Faces, I saw you had this discount. And Jason's like, I should get some Cali queens.
Oh man.
So here you guys are.
Well, Jason,
So he left.
you got to get them.
You still only left?
You know, I'd have to take the bank tomorrow. I might have. I'd have to look.
I saw you got hybrids too. What are the? Is it the hybrids or the Italians that you had extra on?
You know, we had a little bit of both, but we got wiped out. Honestly,
It's a good problem to have.
You're
yeah, you know,
welcome.
it is, and it's not, because then I got people like you that I want to give them to, you know. So, and
I'll
got
swap you.
Bob over
I'll
here,
send you
he
some of
got
my
some.
Bohemia bees.
yeah,
So get some of
yeah,
that
I think
stock
I
out
do
there.
have some hybrids. I don't know. I might have a small amount. I might have, I don't know, about 35, 40.
I run Carnies and Buckfest and Saskatraz is typically they're all mutts. I call them Bohemia bees,
Yeah.
but that's
So-
what I run.
Where are you at,
Eastern Shore, Maryland.
Maryland?
Even
Okay.
yeah, don't pay attention to the Orland sign behind me. You see that back there?
Oh, hold on.
Orland sign.
Orland.
Oh
My
yeah,
dad
that's like
My dad
right
was from
below me.
Orland. Yeah, my dad was from Orland.
All right, guys.
No way, Orland,
Yeah.
California.
Yeah. He grew up
Jose-
born
No
there.
way.
You can tell we got superstars on the show tonight. Hold on.
I don't know about that now.
Look at the riffraff that just rolled in.
Who's that?
Whoa.
Oh Lord of mercy!
Hey, Brian, how you
Don't let
doing?
anybody in.
Man,
Yeah,
you know, I can hardly hear you all. I give up on this thing.
You,
I need to get on my computer.
Hold on.
I
Hold
saw
on, hold on.
Jose on here. Jason, what's up, man?
Brian,
Look at-
how many
look-
hives do you have? Brian, how
Please
many
do with
hives
that
do you
because
have?
I couldn't hear anything yesterday. Jose, I'm
he's
about
speechless.
Spit it
them
out, dude.
queens are crazy, man.
I'm glad they're working out. You know,
Let
but
me,
like I
let me
tell
get on my
everybody-
iPad, see if I got better sound.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I promise this time. Let me get on. My phone's been acting all crazy.
I bet it's an iPhone.
No, it's not.
Oh, darn.
Let's see.
Who's
There, now
this?
talk.
Cajun Homestead.
What's up, kid?
How you
Still
doing?
no.
How's it going, man?
Good.
Man, you know, I
Let me
know
get on
I
my
see
iPad.
you
I'll be
I
right
see you
back.
on the other channels here and there,
He's
and
he's
and
clout chasing
no
tonight.
disrespect, but I need. What's your name?
Brad.
Ben?
Brad.
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 Awesome, Brad. Pleasure, Brad.
That's another Louisiana boy.
You know what's
All right.
You know what's funny is we probably hit all four corners at least of the U.S. on this live right now on this picture.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I got
Nice.
Maryland, Delaware. You got
South
South
Carolina.
Carolina, right? Jose's in California, and then you got Cajun. Where are you at, Brad?
Central Louisiana.
Louisiana. I mean, seriously, if we had someone from like Arizona or Texas on here, or Florida, we'd be like all over the map.
Oh,
We got
man.
everybody.
Yeah, where's that?
We got England.
Keeper at. There we go.
Brooklyn's honeybees just popped in the chat. He's from England.
There you go.
Nice.
So so give me your typical day, Jose. I'm in talking to you on the phone. It's like, you know, you got your helper Max. I know he pulls his weight, which is not very much weight. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's proportional. And then you have your wife that works with you. But how many other people do you employ with you, or is that it? Just
You know,
and
this
them?
is the first year we were very fortunate that we were able to expand the operation, and we hired a 15-year veteran. She is an older gal, but all she knows is queen catching. That's where I needed help. You know, managing 3,000 mini nukes, I can't do it anymore by myself. But last year I tried to hire beekeepers, right? Regular beekeepers, guys that are knowledgeable, know what they're doing, know how to make sure that the queen is a good queen. But there's a difference between knowing how to see the signs of a good quality queen than handling a queen. Totally,
Oh, yeah.
different, you know. So
Oh, she looks good, Squish. Oh, crap.
Yeah, right. You know, you got these guys. Some of these guys that I have sometimes they got these big salami fingers. You know, so it's you just can't. I need someone that's delicate. You know, fortunate I got these little small fingers, and but this lady, this gal, she catches about 75 queens an hour, which is smoking fast. She blows me out of the water. I mean, I float around about 45 queens, but I pay attention to all the details and minutes
Right.
that I'm just taking care of as I'm going. And she does the same thing, but it just frees me up. So this is the first year. I mean, I paid top dollar for her, but we don't cut corners around here anymore. It's just kind of, you know, you get what you pay for. So that's
Right.
what I really invest in the queens as far as the help. We do hire part-time help from time to time. Some of these other queen catchers. I have this Filipino guy that, oh my gosh, I posted up a video on my Instagram once. In like 3 minutes, he caught 2 queens, or 2 minutes, he caught like 3 queens. Just boom, boom. And it's just smoking fast and so delicate.
Hey, are you always hiring?
What's that?
Are you always hiring?
You know,
I'm pretty decent at catching them right here.
Yeah, you know, this is what I tell everybody. I bank everybody's queens separately, right? And if they make it, you're hired.
Okay.
What's going on, Brian?
I can hear you.
You
Do
sound
you
clear
all
now.
want? Do you want to see the craziest thing? So I've traveled around the U.S. Okay, I come to Colorado. You want to know what they sell here?
Weed.
I mean, set aside. Okay, look at this. They sell bottled oxygen.
Bottled oxygen.
Yeah, I've
I
seen them
swear
for
to
higher
God.
elevations.
Yep.
Yes.
Wow.
You bought air in a can, bro.
Yes.
Yeah,
You
it's
pay
fake.
money for that.
It's actually not just air; it's actually oxygen.
Oh, really?
95% oxygen. Yes.
That was on Shark Tank.
Nice. I love Shark Tank. Shark Tank is
Yes.
awesome.
I had to get one, and it's peppermint flavored.
You just spray it in your hives and kill all the hive beetles.
There you go.
I
Can
mean,
you pump that in the hives somehow?
I don't know. I saw it. I was walking in the airport last night, and it was late. 10 and a half hours it took me to get here between the layover and just, you know, traveling East Coast out here. And I'm walking through and I saw this flyer and I was like, they got what? And I walked up and I looked at it and I'm like, these people are selling oxygen. I'm like, where in the heck am I? No whippets. Oh, man.
So, Jose, have you had any more bears?
No, we actually stayed away from that yard this year. We stayed away from that yard. We're contemplating if we're going to go up the mountain. And it's going to be 103 tomorrow, and winds are supposed to be up at 20 miles an hour. So it's just, you know, it's beekeeping. So you're
Right.
just,
Yeah.
you want healthy bees on a good flow, or you want down in the valley and you're supplementing all year long, all summer long. So it's
So, how can you tell in a frame this big if a queen's got a good laying pattern?
good laying pattern. We break it up to make sure that everything is hatched out. So we're on a certain cycle.
Right.
So there has to be hatch out before there's even a lay coming on.
Okay.
And in that lay pattern, you can, I mean, we
So-
saturate the heck out of our yards with drone stock. So as far as being mated, there's no doubt about it. They're mated. But as far as a good queen, the weather has to be there. We keep track of the weather. We keep track of where the mother breeder came from, who handled, who grafted, who caught, where it's going. I mean, I won't take all the credit. Kelly has really helped me to be able to just handle all of this because she's my grafter now. I don't graft anymore.
So you just go around. You're the guy, right? You're the guy that goes, "Yep, that one looks good. Yeah, take that one. Take that one. Get that one."
Well, most of our breeders, they're breeders that we've already selected from previous years, and then the breeders that we buy that are artificially inseminated, there's no questions about it. They're coming from A1 stock from reputable people. As far as our Carnolian lines, the Caucasian traits, all that. I mean, what more do you want than Susan Kobe as being the one that handles all of that, right? As far as our personal Italian stock, we're in Northern California, and I strongly believe, we actually are talking to Corey Stevens because I want to get some of this VSH lines.
I have a bunch of Corey's bees, and they are worth every minute of it. Yep. I've had Corey's bees for like 4 years now, and they're amazing. I mean, you can definitely tell the difference.
Yeah. So I want to be able to introduce, as far as our Italian stock, want to be able to introduce some different genetics because we're due for it. I try to introduce something new about every 2 years. Because that way you don't have any
inbreeding
happening. It's very important. So,
Brian, I got one of those super queens coming too.
Jose, I'm telling you what, that Caucasian is beautiful.
He's in love.
Yeah.
Jose, have you ever done any videos on how you set up your little mating nukes, like from scratch?
Oh yeah, I was just talking to Bob about it. Once January, I barely made the Hive Life conference. It was kind of a surprise for my wife. She just said, "Just go." But I'm booked. Once January comes, the new year, I'm like full swing. I got broker beads coming in, almond pollination full swing. We're having to manage thousands of hives that are coming in, prepping up the nukes. This year we did more than expected. Jose, when are you going to have more queens? We have some right now available. I think we have about 30 hybrids. I have to check on the Italians. I'm sure we got enough to supply whatever you guys need at the moment. But yeah, I mean, just pollination, brokered bees, nukes, getting started, lining up everything for those nukes to increase. We were only going to increase 5,000 this year, but because of the demand, it was boom. We're running 3,000 mini nukes, and it's just
insane.
How do you get the bees to stay in a brand new little styrofoam nuke with no comb or anything?
It's a lot of people, they like to do the pheromone strips. We just kind of lock them in. We lock them in, keep them in a cool dark environment, and just make sure that they have the temperatures regulated very well. And you set them out in the evening, and you're ready to rock and roll.
So once they start drawing comb, they just stay in.
Yeah. I won't say that 100%. They won't stay in all the time. You will have some drift. You'll have some bees. The key is just to get nurse bees. Whenever you're getting bulk bees, nurse bees, they will not forage. They will not drift. They will stick where they're at.
Because I had bought 5 of those little nukes, and my first time trying them, I grafted some queen cells, and when they were I grafted queen cells, and when they got capped, I went ahead and harvested me some nurse bees. I put like a cup and a half in each one of them.
Okay.
Put a queen cell in there. Came back the next day and it was just queen cells in the box.
Oh man, yeah, that's a bummer.
I saw somebody take a cardboard box. I forget what YouTuber was. Just took a cardboard box and just shook. It might have been who's the guy you had on your live stream from Alabama, Brian? Other than your Bruce's Bees, the guy that was on there. Randall Carter.
Randall Carter.
I think it was him that I saw. He took like a cardboard box and just shook a bunch of brood frames of bees into the box, and all of the foragers and everything flew out. The only thing that was left in the box was nurse bees.
Yeah,
and then
same thing we do with our shipping boxes. Whenever we're shipping whatever amount of bees cross country, we just shake the frame. I mean, we really don't inspect. We make sure that there's some kind of open brood in those frames. We just shake them. Everything else is going to fly out. What's going to stick is going to be the nurse bees, and that's what you want to have with your queens. That's what you want to have in your nooks. Introducing the queens. Like I tell a lot of my customers when they ask, how am I going to get the best acceptance? How do you do it? Well, I used to do it in closed brood, but you're going to get a better percentage acceptance rate with open brood. So if you put that queen in between frames with open brood, the open brood is going to attract those nurse bees, and you're going to have only nurse bees around that queen.
Okay.
So, and that's just something that I learned not too long ago. Mite control. Whew. I don't talk about that stuff. I'll be honest. I mean, here in California, we can't use oxalic acid, but commercial outfits, we still use it. We have to use it. I do use Amatraz. Amatraz is my main mite control, and we either do it on shop towels or we do it in cardboard strips. Some guys use cardboard strips. They're about 12-inch cardboard strips, and they fold it, put it right in that brood nest, just in the heart of the brood nest. We do not feed anything up top because you don't want any of that feed dropping onto those Amatraz strips whatsoever, because then you'll start to kill all the nurse bees. That's what we've seen over here on this end, and it could be different in other places, but we do not feed. We do feed in the inside feeders when we treat, but we just don't feed up top.
Okay.
Gosh, there's so many questions about queen rearing. There's so many. And my problem is down here. Okay, so I like to support people that I know, right? Local businesses, but there are no local queen rearers other than Cutix now that I'm aware of here. And they're only here for part of the year, then they leave and go up to New York. So now I would have to get those shipped back down here, right? And because of our climate, if I go to Florida early in the year to get queens, well, guess what? They're already basically committed to all these bigger commercial guys, right? And I don't blame them. I would sell them queens too because they're the bigger fish, right? So then, you call Greg. Hey, Greg, can I get some queens? Yeah, in June. Yeah, that's too late for me, right? Yeah. I think I called you one other time too, Jose. When you gonna have queens? Oh, it'll be later. I even called Bob Binney's place. Oh, it'll be in the middle of April.
It's hard.
So the only other alternative is to make my own queens. And Jason. But Jason, you're north of me too. So, I mean, like February 14th is when everybody starts splitting, like Valentine's Day down here. And,
wow, that's super early.
Yeah, and everybody else is like, we still have snow on the ground, and so you can't get queens. So the only option that I have is I punished myself early by trying to do early splits, and then we had snow, right? So they just died, all my splits. So,
Bob, is this this year? And I know you were having all those troubles with the
Mhm.
queens, just getting them.
Yeah.
Is this like your typical? Is that how the typical season starts for you? Is it that early?
Yep.
Wow.
I mean, well, hell, New Year's Eve, it was 78 degrees here, and then it would be 75, and then, well, you saw it was 75 on Wednesday, and Saturday it's snowing.
Yeah.
Then Wednesday it's 75 again. Then it snows again on Saturday, but we don't get snow. I mean, like once a decade or twice a decade, and that's about it.
Jason, they need to come up north.
Well, my thing is, if I could raise queens here, I could be that guy down here. You know what I mean? I could be that guy. But
Jose said, "Hold up."
Well, hey, but Jose just told us he's got more orders than he produced. He produced more queens and still ran out.
And you still need to mix the genetics too. You can't.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the key.
You're talking about temperature early time of year. January the 1st here, we was 84 degrees.
Yeah. And it has more to do than there's so much science behind it. I mean, I don't get too deep into the science. I'll let the scientists deal with that, Susan Kobe or all the other. I mean, I'm a queen breeder. That's just kind of what I say. I'm a queen breeder. I'm not a scientist. I know what I need to do in order to not have inbreeding. I know I need to spice up my genetics. If it's Carnolians, the Italians, the hybrids are going to come no matter what. I mean, we do open mating yards. The hybrids are going to come no matter what. But then it's the drone stock in California. I mean, just because you see drones, now are they mature drones? So just because you see the drones doesn't mean, okay, let's start grafting. There's going to be drones ready. No, drones are mature, at a certain age. And then is there enough to supply the queens that you have out in those yards?
Right.
So it's just a balancing game for us. I mean, we're going to cut production down because now we're getting into the heat waves and June's rolling in. Just by choice, we're going to cut down 30% just so we can balance the drone stock to the nukes that we have going. So everything's just really managed properly.
Daisy, I had that happen too. And I mean, the bees know if she's mated well, right? So I've had queens fly out, come back, start lay a little pattern up, and then she's gone. And next day they're developing cups again, right?
Yeah. And it might not happen like that. It might just, she keeps laying. Then by fall you have a drone layer,
Right.
So it's just
talking about the laying queen. What happens? Like, I just started selling just a few nukes. I'm just talking like very, very few. And when I was making up a nuke the other day, I was looking through my queens and their laying patterns, and I had this one Italian queen that had a beautiful laying pattern, but she was a little bitty short queen. Does that mean that she's undermated and she might like weaken out after a year or so?
No, not at all. I mean, that just means that when she got developed, that she was a smaller cell. She was grafted a little larger. That she got fed poorly with the royal jelly, but that doesn't mean she got mated.
Because I mean, she lays wall to wall, but
yeah, she might be a year queen at the most, a year and a half. But I mean, I don't hold on to, other than my breeders, I don't hold on to any queens. Every year I'm requeening just because I'm into pollination. That's where I make a lot of my money as far as the income that comes in. So as far as my bee production hives, every year, I don't care if she is in the fall, if she's laying up a storm, she's toast.
Yeah, I just didn't want to sell it to someone not knowing if she was going to
Yeah,
be
little queen. Yeah.
Hey, don't squish her, man. Just tell me what the shipping is. I'll take them all. I'll take all those second-year queens that you're not using anymore.
If she laying that good, I can drive to Brad's house. He ain't but a couple hours from me.
I'll
And,
suffer. I will.
Oh
suffer.
man, we're gonna have a goodwill of queens here going
Yes,
on
sir.
here.
Hey, I'll give you a discount rate. I mean, they're used queens. What do you want? I mean,
They're not used. They're we could use a better word. We'll find something.
they're
not
right?
used. They're broken in.
they're broken in. Yeah,
Oh, man.
they've passed the Inspector 12, right?
Yeah.
That's it, man. I'm
Second hand. Bob, you're going to be the second hand queen.
second hand owner. You can send me a little title
Certified
of the
pre-owned.
queen. Certified pre-owned queen.
Pre-owned. Yeah, there you go.
Hey,
Yeah,
Jose,
and-
I had a question. I had a question for you. Everybody talks about like brood pattern and laying pattern. They get so caught up on saying, "Hey, look at this brood pattern, right? There's it's flawless. It's wall to wall. There's no gaps. There's no holes." What is your thoughts on that? Because I have a different perspective on that. I mean, I understand definitely a packed brood frame when it's full wall to wall, but there's also some thoughts on when they're feeding at various points of the year, they're plugging holes with nectar and bee bread. And when she comes back to lay, if there's something in that hole, she's not going to lay there. That's not the queen. That's what's in the hole when she's trying to lay. So people are like, "Oh, I look at this spotty brood frame," and that's not necessarily the queen. Is that your same experience?
Yeah, for sure, especially in the pollination. I mean, for pollination, I'm always looking at brood pattern, but for a different reason.
Right.
Like for us, pollination, I'm looking for a brood pattern because I want to see if the spraying is affecting our queens, is affecting our bees. Once they're out of pollination, then I'm checking for the pattern. Yeah, I mean, spring, the bees are going to fill in pollen, nectar in those spots.
Is close to the brood. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not going to say that it's a bad queen. That's just going to say that, you know what, it's growing and they're finding where it's so packed. They're finding wherever's convenient to put it in quick.
That's right.
Because it's on. The pollen's on, the flow is on. When I look at for pattern, especially for pattern, it's where the egg, how it's laid.
Yeah.
To me, that's the pattern.
Yeah.
It's so when I see a queen egg, typically I want to see queen egg this way.
Yep.
All the way. Not like this, not like this.
Yeah.
We're just throwing them in the hole.
Up and down.
Straight in the hole in the center
is going to be a good pattern.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how spotty it is, because
and the circumference. I look at that circumference of, you got the mature larva, whether it's capped, and then you got a little bit more of the uncapped, and then you got some eggs around the outside. And if she's coming back after they've hatched out and backfilling those, that also is a key thing.
Oh yeah.
If you see, I mean, I will pull a queen and call her my majestic queen. If I look at a frame that I know that they plugged with a bunch of bee bread, and I was like, oh, she's a spotty queen, but then they clean out that bee bread or they feed it, and then she's going back and plugging the holes, the 1 and 2 holes with an egg. That's amazing. I mean, she knows where to go, and that's a good queen.
But
So-
then if you come back, a week later and all that cap brood hatches out, now you just got a few there, and then they're looking at it and saying, "Oh, well, what's going on here? She's spotty." Well, no, they just hatched and she hadn't come back.
They just hatched. Yep.
Yeah.
So-
It's all perspective. Yeah.
Definitely. And like we keep notes on our lids all the time.
Yeah.
So, we put dates when we introduce queens, and a lot of people will say, "Oh, it's spotty." Well, it's only spotty because you requeened 2 months ago and it was a spotty queen at that time. So she is laying. So it's going to be spotty for quite a while.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be hatch out and she's going to be laying wherever is possible to lay.
Yeah.
So it's important to keep notes. And I mean, we don't run on a commercial level. We don't run like some of these guys that run several thousands, but we run several hundreds that we always keep notes, notes.
Yeah, Dry Cut just said there's also gaps for super hygienic bees. So if they're pulling That's absolutely right. So if they're going back and your worker force is pulling out either, whether it was improperly laid or improperly hatched, not enough royal jelly, they're going to pluck it out as well. And then if there's another bee coming in that's got their gut full of nectar, or they're bringing pollen in, they're going to say, oh, look, a hole, and plug it. So it's all about the dynamic of the hive, to your point, Jose. You got to watch that over time and make notes. And it's not just looking at a frame and going, oh, look at this is a spotty laying queen, I'm going to pinch her. I mean, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, I'm kind of against the whole pinching thing. I know it's like
right there with you.
If they're, a lot of people say, well, the queen's that hive's hot, just pinch the queen and requeen. I've done just the opposite. I'll take that queen with a couple frames of brood and put her in a nuke and let them make a new queen. Because just like the way I look at it from the human aspect is, right, my sister's got red hair. Mm-hmm. My uncles have red hair. I don't have red hair. It doesn't mean
pinched you.
Right. I should have been pinched, right?
Yeah.
So it's like just because there are traits in that line doesn't mean that the next queen is going to have those same traits. Right. So I don't kill them. Let them roll, baby. Let them roll.
Yeah, I think in 21-day cycles, Bob. I think in 21-day cycles, I just keep going and thinking about taking that queen out. What's happening in that 21-day cycle? Is the weather, is the barometric pressure? Are there other, is it nectar flow, dearth? All those things are going to impact that queen's behavior and the bee's behavior. So you have to watch all those things and make notes, like the Jose said, and just kind of keep an eye on it. So right.
I was talking to Greg from Nature's Image this morning, and I said, man, when I first started beekeeping, I didn't think about the future. I'm like, I'm going to get these bees, I'm going to put them in a box, and then we're going to split, make all these colonies, right? And I wasn't thinking like I am today. Now I'm like, I'm already thinking about winter, making sure these nukes get strong enough to make it to winter. He's like, you should be thinking about next spring. I'm like, I'm thinking I'm doing good. And he's like, no, dude, you need to be thinking about next spring already.
I was about to say, you got to think a minimum of 6 months ahead, but preferably 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you probably had your whole year just about planned out already, probably, Jose. At least tentative.
Yeah, I mean, we already got everything lined up for next year. We got the increase. We got who we're going to get bulk bees from. We got where our bees are going for almonds. We got a meeting coming here in July for our pollination because we want to be able to broker more bees from out of state. But then we got this hold up because California is in a drought, so they're asking all the farmers to cut water 30% this year, which is going to impact the whole country as far as beekeepers. We get so many bees that come into California. Then if we're cutting 30% of water to all these farmers for the almonds, and I mean, what happens to all these beekeepers that are coming from out of state?
Right.
Luckily,
say it again, Jose. Say it one more time for me. The what?
The California's requiring 30%.
No. The
almonds.
What kind of tree?
Oh yeah.
My dad calls it almonds, and I laugh every time he says it. So when you just said almonds, I about lost it. That's like my dad.
Yeah. I was just listening to a live that Cayman did not too long ago. He said it's not almonds, it's almonds.
Almonds.
And I always say, the almond thing is, is because they shake the L out of it,
My dad says it that same way. Now I know where he gets it from. It's California. It's got to be.
It's a California thing.
My dad used to say pecans, and everyone down here in South Carolina says pecans, right? And he says, no, the pecan is what we had in the floor in the middle of the bedroom, so we didn't have to go outside at night. So I'm like, okay, point taken. We got you. But man, Jason, what do you got coming up? What's on your agenda?
Done. So I mean, I got queens, and I'm next week. I got queens coming out, and so that's why I was looking at Jose. I might need to get a couple of yours because I don't know, what my take's going to be, and so I'll want to probably try to get ahead of them too. So I'll look to probably get some ordered online. You'll probably see an order here soon.
What typically do you like to run in your apiary?
I go with the Carnies, Buckfest, Saskatraz, so I'm probably leaning towards your Carney. That's why I like the hybrid. I'm curious to see how that would work. But I've got Corey's bees, and I've got some Carnies from up north. I forget the gentleman who I got them from years back that I've continued to keep. So a lot of my queens are real dark. But I've had Buckfest, like I said. I've had Saskatraz. I've had a whole variety come through.
How does Saskatraz do out there for you?
Good. I think they do very well. They do very well. Very low mites.
They suck terribly for me down here.
Really? Yes. I mean, they do low mites, but they're very like temperamental. Like one day they'll be like pissy, and the next day they'll be as calm as can be. It's very bizarre. Like it's like the day of the weather, their attitude. It's crazy.
God.
Yeah.
This is the first year I got Carnies, and man, they're exploding. I mean, they're just
Carnies do. Yeah, when you get to this time of year, they're so slow coming through the winter, coming out of winter, and then it's just like boom. You'll literally open your hives up, and you got 5 frames of brood, and you're out of nowhere. And you're like,
they slower to start than the Italians, but they're better throughout the winter because they use less resources.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what happened. I went to Blythewood Bee Company on my usual shopping spree, and they had some nukes that people didn't pick up that were out back. I'm like, well, you guys have any nukes left? Yeah, we got some back there. And they gave me a discount on them. And they had been in the box for like 3 weeks. I mean, there were so many bees in these pro nukes. And there was like swarm cells on every frame. And as I'm putting it in my box, I'm going on the frames and smashing all the swarm cells, breaking them off, and just so I can keep the bees, right? And that was a little over a month ago. They've got 4 and 5 supers on them right now. They're just blowing up. And I mean, I'm sold on them right now. So we'll see what happens in the future. But I pretty much got Carnies, some Italians, and I had some Saskatraz. They didn't do too good, and might have been the heat. I don't know. Might have just been me being novice. I don't even mark my queens anymore. I had too many. My first year, I had too many mistakes by myself, decapitating queens in the queen catcher. Watching the queen fly off, and I'm like, yeah, I'm done. All it does is help me see her, right? It's not doing anything for her. So I just have to get better at finding them.
Gentle hands.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was funny. I don't know when it was, but I was. Kelly said, "Oh, let me record you." We were just off checking rounds ahead of us. Russian queens. I have had Russian queens. We got a breeder from Olympic Wilderness about maybe 9 years ago. And for us here in California, the Russian line is not ideal. And I don't have anything against with the Russian lines, but we're into pollination. We need numbers. We need bees. So the Russian is just a cluster like this big, and there are some hot bees. Holy smokes.
Well, so you broke her, right?
Yeah, we broke her.
So we got how many bees, how many hives are on a truck?
408. 408 if it's 10 frame equipment. You can get about 456 if it's 8 frame equipment.
All right. And what's the current rate on a colony?
Colony. So I broker them for 180. So the rate for pollination is a little different, but I charge a broker fee just so they don't have to deal with all the other stuff.
So I guess I'm just trying to figure out. So if you load up a tractor trailer, and let's say I send you, obviously, if a bunch of guys go in, right, like Bruce does. So let's say Jason sends 100, I send 100, Cajun sends 100, Lee sends 100. What is typically the net for a colony for one person? You know what I mean? For like, I know you're getting your cut, and the truck driver's got to get his cut, and basically, what is the net back to the beekeeper?
So so for, you know, it all depends on what the trucking rate is. For my end, you pay for the trucking here, and depending on our agreement, depending on what I need to do on this end, I'll pay for the trucking back. So you pay for it here. We'll just say Wyoming, right? Because that's kind of where I deal with a lot of people. Wyoming, the trucking is about around $4 a mile, so it'll be $4,000 for the trucking.
Right.
They pay for it here. I unload it. And that comes off of the broker fee. They have to come and place them. Now, if I place them, then we're talking different agreements and terms. But if you're placing and you're doing everything, I would say you're probably looking at maybe, I would say $150 after the trucking and everything. Is what you're getting per hive,
and that's for how many weeks? Like a month, or
it all depends on the grower.
Okay.
So we'll say typically, bloom will last on average 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay, so probably a month or so when you calculate transit and everything.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. So, you know, just keep us in mind when me and Jason and Lee and Cajun decide to load up a truck, send it out there.
Yeah. You know, the only thing I'll say as a broker where it gets tricky is let's say Jason has amazing bees, and I'll say Bob has mediocre bees and Lee has, all right, I won't pick on Lee.
Right.
Nah, hey, I'm good.
It's an example, guys.
Have the best bees.
Right.
So then Jason's losing out on the average frame count, you know? So I always
right, Jose? There's a grading system. There's a grading system on the frame count.
Yeah, there's a grading system for all of the contracts. And I don't have contracts for every single person. If you guys are all in agreement, this is a contract. I'm dealing with one person, and who wants to be the guy, you know?
Right.
So we're going to have an 8-frame average. We're going to have a 5-frame minimum, and it's going to be here for this long. You're going to get paid this, and then it just, they're going to grade 10% of all the orchard, you know? So if there's 1,000, they're going to grade 100. Just kind of the thing that they do. Every orchard, every grower is different, but that standard here is 8-frame average for pollination of bananas. And what other things is, you know, I keep my beekeepers covered pretty good, you know, as far as any spraying going on. I notify you, say, hey, Jason, they're going to spray. I have to move your bees. Do you want to move them, or I can move them? And then there's, you know, I require the grower to give me 72 hours. There's nothing less.
So naturally, Jose, you can imagine that someone like Lee, Bob, or myself, whoever, doesn't have the ability to get out to California like that, move bees, set up bees, do this, that, and the other. Is there an opportunity for beekeepers like us who do run 300 or 400 colonies, you know, locally to ourselves, to meet up with you or to connect with you and say, okay, I'll give you 150, I'll give you 100, whatever it may be, 200 colonies. You pick them up, you take them, you put them, you bring them back and drop them off. And what does that even look like? Is that even a viable option?
Yeah. So we, when I used to run this commercial outfit, how we used to do it back then. Well, I won't say how he used to do it and how I was trained to do it was, I don't want to do any work as far as the other end, right? So at that point, I'm receiving the truck. I'm placing all the bees,
Mm-hmm.
taking the bees out, loading them back up, and sending them back to you.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking 50%.
Okay.
50% of anything that comes in for those bees is just the pollination service is split 50%. The only thing that's paid extra on the other end as far as beekeeper is, do you need mite treatment? Do you need feed? So that's additional costs depending on what your needs are. I could tell you, hey, your bees are light. Do you want me to feed them? It's going to cost you, feed is $4 a gallon. I'm going to charge you, 50 cents per hive to feed them on top of the $4 a gallon, So, I mean, it adds up, but if you're not doing anything.
Yeah. I think I'm just trying to get perspective for the group here and all the people that are in the chat listening that maybe like a hobby beekeeper all the way up to a sideliner. What does it take to get into something like that where you don't have to get into something like that, right? So we're spread across the whole country. A lot of us have bees, and maybe some of us have thought about, like even myself, and I don't know about any of the guys here in the chat, but thought about like what Bruce did. Bruce sent 50 colonies to the almonds this year, this year. And he got a good return, and it's just another kind of to subsidize the growth in his operations. It's possible to do that, but also recognizing and giving you kudos for what you do as a broker because of all the little intangibles that we don't think about. It's not just putting bees in a box on a truck and sending them, right? You're doing so much more to that, and the expense involved with that. It's just I want to kind of I was hoping give perspective to all.
I mean, it's a lot of little details. You have guys that work for the growers that are in those machines. They're coming in at night and they're spraying. Sometimes I won't say they get careless, but they're unaware where their machinery is at. And here you go, you got a pallet scattered everywhere of bees. Then you get that call, hey, one of my guys hit your hives. Can you come fix it? And it's just these little things that happen. I won't say it's after many years, you know where to put bees. You know where to place them. You start to think like that guy that's driving that sprayer that's coming around the corner. Okay, the radius of his turn is this, so I need to place my bees here. And it's just little details. It's not just putting bees here and they're going to be fine. I'm going to feed them. And yeah, it's just so many different. It's not even your orchard. It could be the orchard's quarter mile up the road that they're doing some spraying. So now you have to clear out all of those bees because they're going to spray something harmful for the bees.
Yeah.
Who's going to pay for that?
Right.
It can be a headache. Some years it could be great. It could be great. Weather's awesome. Bees come out heavy, populated, get sent back. Hey, my bees look awesome. And it's just sometimes you get those years, sometimes you don't. Sometimes it rains 3 weeks out of the 4 weeks that they're in pollination, and we lose, but also that almond grower loses as well because they didn't get pollinated.
Can people contact you about finding out if there's a route of if there's a trailer coming out of certain states or certain areas? Because is that you the right person to do that, or is there other people that would know all that kind of information?
Say that again. Sorry.
So contacting you on if there's a truck coming through, because naturally you're not going to drive to Warwick, Maryland, or wherever I have my bees on the Eastern Shore of Maryland to pick up 50 hives. It's just not going to happen, right? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to.
Yeah.
I mean, is it? Do I have to bring my bees to a central location, or do you actually have? You say, okay, I know there's a truck coming from here that'll stop here, that'll stop here, that'll stop here. How does that typically work?
I'm not really familiar with that. The guy that would probably the one to talk to about something similar to that would be probably Bruce.
Okay.
But as far as what I know, and we'll say Wyoming, right? Everybody, if you're going out to go pollinate for the IAMAs, you're bringing your bees to a location. One load, one semi, one time. That's what's happening. It's not, the semi is not going to untarp the nets to load 50, 100 hives. It's, I'm sure you're getting charged an arm and leg already. But I know like in Wyoming, you're bringing your bees one yard. They're going to be all rounded up at that one time and loaded up that one time. So that's kind of what I know, but it could be different in other parts of the country.
Yeah, that's
I think
appreciate that.
I think that's what Bruce does. I think they go to 1 yard and they all load up on one.
That sort of makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the trucking is wild. I mean, it's so expensive now.
Steve. Steve, oh, there you go. So you got it up there. He says, I heard some brokers also shake bees for packages before sending them back. Is that a common practice?
It is common if you have that agreement.
I got you.
If you don't have that agreement, then I call that stealing.
Right.
You know? So, but yeah, some guys do say, hey, can you shake my bees? Because I don't want them to swarm before they get here. You know, when they get here,
right,
that first warm day, they're going to swarm and be in the trees. So they rather not lose them. So they'll work out a deal. Like for me, I'll say, some of my buddies up in Washington, they'll say, hey, can you shake my bees? Well, yeah, I could shake them. And we work out, negotiate a price and what works for him, what works for me. And it's, we just kind of help each other. Pounds of bees typically go for about 20 pounds or $20 a pound. But if it's somebody that needs it, then you negotiate. You obviously negotiate. Like I pay $10 a pound. But I provide a holding yard so they can load up their semi when they're ready to go up north.
Right.
Jose, I want to buy one of those hats. Can I? This one right here?
It's on the website.
I'll get you. This is vintage. It's used. It smells okay.
It's a pre-owned, certified pre-owned hat.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Check the website, man. I appreciate the support. But talk about hats, Jason. Where do I get one of those hats?
You want a Boston Scally?
Oh yeah.
I got a whole stock of them. That's what I only wear. I wear Boston Scallies. And go to bostonscally.com.
So Irish and Scottish, is that different? Yes, right? Yes. Are you Scottish? Irish?
Scottish.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I had do Irish guys wear those types of hats also?
They do, but it's probably more of like a Northeast thing, like a Boston thing, than it is like Irish or Scottish. I mean, this one happens to be Irish. It's got a little, on the back, but I just wear them because that's what I enjoy. I love that style of hat. And it fits real nice. So, I mean, they make a good quality hat, so I buy them. I was thinking about getting get a couple of them, get like a bee on the side or some honeycomb.
That'd be neat.
A Bohemian bee kind of thing.
Yeah.
Doing a Boston Scally with, there you go. There it is right there. You can get anything. So leather or any of that.
I used to do construction many moons ago, and I had this Irish guy, and I was a younger fella, but oh my gosh, I was helping him do concrete one year. I used to do construction in Sacramento, and oh my gosh, the mouth in that guy, holy smokes, was a very potty mouth, but he wore those hats.
Yeah, that's a Northeast thing. I think it's a Northeast thing. I think when you get over to like New York and New Jersey and those areas of the country, I mean the mouth gets a little bit thick.
Yeah, I got that habit. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll guilty as charged. Guilty. Well, I was in the Navy, so guilty as charged, you know. Guilty as charged. So Jose, you're starting to wind. I hate to say wind down. You're just shifting gears, right? You're just shifting gears right now. So you got most of your queens out. So what's the next step? I mean, you shipped all these queens. Now what?
We honestly, it's just that the production drops down, not because the sales aren't there, but because I got to balance my drone stock.
I got
so.
So you just do like Cudic, get an East Coast yard and a, you know.
Oh man, yeah, I need to do something. It's just, you know, we're out here, we're so dry. I was talking to you earlier. It's so dry out here now. I had to. We're just contemplating if we're going to go back up the mountain where our bees burned last year, but it's like I told you. I mean, they're going to die down here in the valley,
right?
Or they can be healthy up in the mountains where they're producing honey, but then you got the chance of wildfires
and bears, right?
And bears, right? Yeah.
He was talking about flooding the area with drone stock. Y'all bring in outside drones, or y'all put in a bunch of green drone cone?
Yeah, no. So I have certain guys that are able to use my yards, and I'll pick whoever. You know, I'm very fortunate that the guys that are around me are very good queen breeders. Like I got Conans, I have Smiths, Selbys, Oliveris. They're all, you know, I got reputable breeders around me that we all believe in. We have the same core values of producing good hygienic bees, right? But for us, it's more of the producing a certain type of bee and just playing the whole breeding game as far as the genetics. That's why we like to introduce, like for our Carnolian lines, I like to have them over with Italian drones, you know, just to get that good balance. I mean, you can try to control the mating, but you're not going to control it. If anything open mated is open mated. That's exactly
that. Unless you do an AI, it's just hard.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. I don't care. I mean, especially here in California. I don't know other parts of the country. I know Corey was telling me he's in a very secluded area. But and for us, that's not the case. We are going to get mated with stuff that's not ideal if we're there. So we like to bring in certain guys in our area because our ranch is about 15,000 acres where we're at, our mating yards, and we have them in canyons. And so then on those ridges, so it's kind of, it's wild. It's kind of hard to explain. So our canyons sit down below, and we have all our nukes in those canyons. On top of those ridges, we have bee yards. And that's kind of at least controls what's coming into those bee yards by those yards that are up there. So it's some kind of control, not 100% certain that what you're going to get is going to be what you want, but you know, for us, it feels like it's a good control.
It's the best control that you can hope.
Yeah, the best that we can do out here.
Where are you based out of, Jose? Where are you based out of?
Butte County, Chico, California. Yeah.
Chico. Okay.
Yeah.
Chico. Yeah.
Yeah. So our bees all are on Chico. Our company was in Orland. We relocated to Red Bluff, but all our bees we run in Butte County. That's like our stomping grounds. That's where we like to be. That's awesome, man.
Hey, so here's the true test of your Caucasian queen, Jose. Brian, if you had a Caucasian queen on one side of you and a box of donuts on the other side of you, which direction are you turning?
Bob, don't do that to me.
Don't do that, Sam.
Don't even do that.
I'll almost be upset if he didn't pick the donuts. That sounds so good right now.
Hey, Brian, just tell him if they're close enough, you can grab both at the same time.
Exactly.
That's
That is
right.
a cool sign right there.
Why choose if you can have them both?
What is
Jason, I'm gonna sell it to your dad. I have a crate that's from the 1960s that says Orland Orange Harvest.
Sold. I don't care how much. Ship it to me. My dad will love it.
Man,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, he went to Orland High School. He grew up in that whole little town there. Yep.
Awesome.
He had a farm, but you know where Orland High School is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, directly behind the football stadium where the turn is. There used to be a farm directly behind that. There's an orchard to the right, I think it is, when I guess depending on what you're looking at. That farm behind it was my dad's farm, my grandfather's farm.
Really?
Yep.
Brian,
He retired and then moved into the trucking business, and he started moving stuff into like the big cranes going into Vegas. So that he moved out to Vegas in Henderson, Nevada. He moved to Henderson. He started moving the big towers into Vegas. That's pretty cool.
live with Bob and Lee, where you could do whippets.
Whippets, shots of air.
Crazy.
Lee, you keep putting yourself up there, not Brian.
Brian,
the wrong one.
There you go. There you
Do
go.
it again. Let me see that.
he's gonna pass out on the live.
I need to take some of those when I go into the wildfire areas.
Pure aviator breathing oxygen. That's crazy.
Hey, Brian, you could always take the donut and use it as a queen catcher. You squeeze that queen in the hole of the donut, and you can mark her.
That's a good idea.
That way you won't squash her.
That's going to be
Or
his
I
new
could
logo.
put
It's going to be a donut with a honeybee in between it.
I could put a donut and put the oxygen in between the donut and be chewing on the donut, shooting oxygen at the same time.
Sweet oxygen.
No. Hang on. Look.
Peppermint.
It's peppermint. Peppermint flavored oxygen.
How much was a can of oxygen? Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
$8.
Oh, I'm in the wrong business, y'all. We need to move
Air.
to Denver and sell canned air
For $8.
for $8. Oh, hey, we can have the country air that just comes in mason jars.
I'm gonna set this on my honey shelf with all the honey, and it's gonna be right there.
They saw him walk in the store and they said, "Give me that price gun." We're gonna get this dude.
Look at Lee's going to get his.
It was 99 cents a can. They put an 8 in front of it.
Yeah, I'll change the price for you.
Oh man.
Where you from? Ohio? $9.99.
Look, Jason's like, I'm out.
He's trying to regain his composure. Oh my goodness! So I saw you had my head spinning the other day when you went out there and you were dropping Apivar in your hives before you went on. I was like, you know what? That's not a bad idea. I got some colonies that aren't going to produce honey. I'll just go ahead and drop a strip.
That's why I did that right now, is because
before Man Lakes expires that they just send me.
Those colonies that I'm building up, they're not going to have a super on them anytime soon. And I thought, why not? They got established in those boxes. They had 2 to 3 weeks in those boxes. They're building up. Throw some strips in them. I put 2 strips in each one. I mean, it's not going to hurt anything.
Right.
My whole schedule got kind of screwed up, though, because, like, even, let's say let's say last Friday I did OA. Well, by the time I get home this next Friday, I wouldn't be able to do it until Saturday. So you're at 8 days. Well, that's
Right.
doesn't work. And then when I leave the following Tuesday, I'm here for 9 days. So I'm, yeah.
So are you coming out to California, Brian, or?
Yes. In Jose, I think it'll be in like July or something like that. I'll let you know. And I know I'll stay a weekend, and trust me, I'll have a car. And
Flying to Sacramento, it's only like, what, an hour and a half north? Is that right, Jose?
well,
Yeah, I think I told Brian I think about an hour and 40 minutes. Yeah.
yeah, Jason, I'll be in Sacramento. That's why I told Jose, I'm like, if I have to stay a weekend and I'm that close to Jose, it's like, why not go and, spend some time? Jose, I tell you what, I want to go to one of them food trucks that you go to.
Oh yeah, yeah. We get VIP treatment there. It's great.
You know Ryan Howard,
That's
Jose?
so good right now.
Jose, you know Ryan Howard?
Ryan Howard. Yeah. He's in the Central California there.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, he's my buddy's. He's one of the distributors of the NutriBree that I like to use.
Yeah,
There in
he
the
has a lot,
Central Valley.
of equipment. So from what I know, a buddy of mine introduced me to him out there.
Yeah,
Small
he's a
world.
good dude. Good dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, since we're doing show and tell, Brian,
What is that?
Old
Might
Smoky. There ain't no mite wash. You can wash. You can wash mite. You can wash mites in it.
you
It will
could.
get.
I missed it. What was it?
It's like your apple pie, only clear.
Oh, I see you shake with them bubbles.
Hold on. If we're doing show and tell, let me show.
Oh, I
hold
know
on.
Bob's got something.
Oh,
He's down that area.
Bob sent me some of his apple pie.
Who?
Yeah,
Bob
that's not
sent-
apple pie. That's clear.
Yeah, Bob.
It's
sent
kind of
me-
hard to hear you, Brian.
Is it?
We lost Lee.
Uh-oh. Bob sent me. Yeah, look at this. The hosts, they took off, so it's our show now.
Wow, what kind of chair is that? Bob, I need you to get back up.
I can't hear you,
What chair
Jose.
do you have there?
Do what?
That's the chair.
That's
What
a
is
serious
that?
chair.
This one?
Yeah.
It's a Sam's Club gaming chair.
Oh,
Like
man.
100.
That looks fancy. Look at my chair.
The wood stool.
Oh yeah.
Well, see, when you get old as I am, you need a little lumbar support, little cushion.
Oh yeah.
It's for all
Wow.
these YouTube videos I watch all day long.
Oh man, I don't think we could beat Cajun. Look at that lazy boy there. Look at that thing. That's plush.
This is
Look,
This is where we watch.
Hell.
This the kind of chair you use to watch Jose do the hard work.
That looks like some jailhouse rock right there.
apple
Is that
pie,
like,
baby.
Fermented
190 proof,
oh man. Woof.
flammable.
Clear the nostrils there, huh?
Brian's had it.
Yeah, I had some. It's good.
I sent him some
What's in there?
apples, cinnamon,
Apples? Oh, when I first looked at it, it looked like pig's feet.
pig's feet.
It's
you know you're in Louisiana when that's the first thing that pops to
Everything
your
is pig's
mind.
feet.
yeah, pig's feet.
I don't
Pig's
get
feet.
that.
It's filled with love and happiness.
And warmth. It
Warmth,
tastes.
yeah.
Do you think it has more cinnamon taste than Fireball, or is it kind of like Fireball-esque to you? Or have you never had Fireball? I guess.
No, I have. I mean, it was good. You know, I tell you what, it was better after I think I had it like a month or so.
Yeah, the longer it sits in there, it's like it smooths out and mellows out a little bit.
It did, yeah. It really it's at that point now where I think it's dangerous because you would literally just sit there and guzzle that thing, and then you'd try and get up and you'd probably just go, honk.
Yep.
That'd be it.
And you can always take the apples and give it to your wife so she can take her nail polish off. Just like a nail polish sponge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, we got a full house tonight. Look at this. 44.
Telling you.
Die Hard too. We could, Jose, we've been for like 5 hours before. 5.5 hours.
Well, I like to see Brian and the guys that are on there. Sometimes they go 2 hours, and I'm getting home from work, and I'll catch a little snippet, and I get super excited, and I'm like, wow, these guys went for 2 hours.
Jose, you're messing with the professionals now, because Bob and Lee will be on here for like 6 hours.
Marathon.
Most.
We have, and
Really?
yeah, we have been.
I think our best is what, 5.5 hours?
5.5
Is our
hours
biggest.
one time.
Didn't you do a live Sunday night last night too?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And-
they're just doing it. They haven't stopped. They just took a nap and they just kept going.
Tomorrow's our real night, though. Tomorrow's the night that we do the giveaways and all that stuff. So, I didn't know if we were going live tonight, and then I talked to you, and I had a text from Lee. We going live tonight? Sure, we'll go live. And then Jose's like, well, give me some time. I'll jump in there, and the rest is history. So it's going good, though. I mean, usually, we'll have people that come in and then leave, and then more people come in. It's just like a constant cycle. And then people ask questions. We try to answer them, or give our uneducated opinion on what we would do.
Yeah.
3.5 hours last night. See, so we're
they are live all the time.
You know what? I get emails. If we don't go live, I get emails.
Yeah.
How come no live? You haven't made a video in a day. What's going on?
I get emails and texts. Y'all live tonight? Y'all live tonight?
Yeah.
How often do you guys go on live, Brian? Is it once a week typically?
Once a week, yeah. Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Greg is doing his this week. It'll be on Greg's channel this week, 8 o'clock Eastern. So it'll be, Jose, it'll be, 5 your time?
Okay.
You'll be out.
We start at 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night, 7 Central, which is our normal night. So all these other are just bonus when we're like bored and don't have
I
nothing
always
to do.
got my reminder set for Wednesday night.
Oh, yeah. We're definitely going to be at the stream team.
I told them now this week, I said, since I'm out here, I said, we could do a 3 or 4 hour live because it'll be starting at 6 o'clock out here. I'm like, let's stay on for 4 hours.
And Bruce and Greg are probably like, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes, man, I'm sitting here and I'm like, tired, and I'm like, okay, it's
I'll
time
tell
to
you what,
go.
I'm wide awake right now. I'm going to do some more of this darn.
He's going to be up all night, all hopped up on oxygen.
I tell you what, every live, I'm going to start doing whippets. Next time when I go down to the Hive Life conference, I'm going to be selling these out the back of my car.
That's funny.
I'll be like, you all had a long drive getting in and you're tired. Come on over here. Let Brian hook you up.
You just get some of that, what's that, slime fix-a-flat stuff after Walmart. Just be like, here, it's new. Try it.
Yeah.
So who's all going to the Hive Life this next year?
I've already got my hotel reserved.
Oh man!
As of March, it was reserved.
Well, we have to go on the water slides.
The water slides.
Oh my God! Yeah.
If I put shorts on, you're gonna need 2 pairs of sunshades.
Oh man!
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, that would be pretty epic right there for sure.
Well, where's Max, man? What's Max doing?
He has a play date. They're downstairs. It's let's see what's the temperature right now. It is 93 right now. So they're playing in the pool. Got the water guns from Costco, so they're having a hoot of a time right now. So
you're on a beach hat.
Yeah, he's relaxing downstairs. I told Kelly, all right, I'm going on a live.
And did she give you that look like, really? You just were in the bees all day. Now you're going to go talk about bees?
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't a look.
It's
she those guys.
She knows that I've just kind of, if like I've been trying to get on live with like Brian, and it's just my schedule just doesn't allow, man. It's just like even her schedule, getting a video uploaded. I mean, we get emails and calls all the time. Where's the videos? Where's the videos? And it's just our business is not YouTube, but
Right.
we do our best. We hope that it could be something that comes in the future. But we support our family through our queen production, pollination. That's kind of what we did. The YouTube just kind of sparked up as an idea.
Right.
From Kelly said, "Oh, you have so much that you can show. Like, there's nothing out there what you're showing right now. You should show it, record it." And so then we started to, and she started making it into something.
Right.
And
Well,
it's just a lot of work to do the videos, and we have so many videos. Trust me, mini nuke installation, shaking bulk bees, getting bees out of almonds, grafting, cell builders. We have it all.
What did you say? Getting bees out of what? Almonds. It's almonds, Jose. It's almonds.
Almonds. Yeah.
Don't go west. Don't go east on me now. Don't go east on me.
Oh man, yeah. So it's just a lot going on, and in the downtime, and then I'm watching the kids, and she's up here in the office editing all night. So.
Texas Beekeeper said, Jose, at what time of the year do you typically work out a pollination contract? How far in advance? Also, I assume you don't have to do more than a one-time contract, correct?
Yeah, I typically do pollination contracts with my grower around October, November. I start to shop around to the beekeepers that I need around December. If I pick up new contracts, then I start to ask people that I know, do you have extra bees? I don't normally go with guys that I don't know, because I don't know what kind of bees they have. It's a lot of liability because the contract's under my name. And if it doesn't meet those terms of the grower, then we're talking a lot of money,
Right.
that's that I'm liable for. Like I'll just say a small one guy sent me bees. I don't knock other beekeepers, but they sent me bees. I got called from the grower, said, "Hey, I seen your bees. They look great. I seen your broker bees. They look awesome. Can you bring me more bees?" And it's called fill-ins. So when beekeepers don't meet their terms, their contract, they'll go inspect 10% of the orchard, and they'll say, "Okay, bees are weak in this zone, and this zone," and they'll calculate numbers. They called me this year. They said, "We need 500 more bees."
Wow.
And now we're slim pickings. Everybody's placed. There was some extra bees, but I got on the phone. I couldn't find anybody that I knew, that I trusted. So then I hopped on the platforms, and then I had someone say, "Hey, I have bees." They shipped me bees, a semi-load of bees. I'm supposed to put them in the night before, but it's just the delay of trying to find bees. Once I'm on that forklift unloading, I've been on that forklift long enough. Just because I don't own one yet, I've been on them so much that I know what I'm unloading. And I said, this doesn't feel right. So I unloaded the semi, have them laid out, start cracking hives, and it's just not quality bees. I can't put this stuff in. So I had to reject a semi-load of bees. That's already been paid for, came out, and called the beekeeper, said, "I cannot put your bees in." Send them pictures, videos. This is why. Hopped on the phone, had to make more phone calls, connected with somebody else. They brought me bees. No bees go into orchard unless I look at them first. And then they went in and everything was great. So every year it's going to be different for us, but I'm finding beekeepers last minute sometimes. February 4th. I mean, the bloom's already on in February 4th. You got about 15% bloom. This year was warm, and it was a flash bloom. We had the bloom came, and then the frost hit. And now growers are spraying, irrigating their orchards to try to save that bloom. And I think I put one on my YouTube where they were irrigating with the sprinklers just because that well water will push that warm air towards those nets and push the cold air up higher, just so they can save the crop.
Wow.
Some guys were fortunate, some guys weren't. One of our orchards, 100% loss. 100% loss. They could not save the crop. Yeah. So they lost the pollination. Luckily, we get covered in our contracts. We cover all of those terms. It's not Mother Nature plays a different game, but I make sure that my bees and my broker bees are always covered. So
Bobby's Bee says, what does the hive need to look like to pass your inspection?
5 frame minimum of frames of bees. And so a lot of people have a different perspective of what 5 frames of bees looks like. What a grower and a grower inspector, what 5 frames of bees, you're talking about bees from wood to wood. That's it. It's not, oh, there's bees here, there's a couple bees walking around here. No. Full frames of bees from wood to wood. That's what they're talking about, a 5 frame minimum, 8 frame average. I used to do bee inspections for almond growers. And so I don't like to crack hives. I just tilt them. I look at the bottom, crack the lid, look at the top, and you can visualize that cluster, and we only crack at when it's 55 degrees and above, because you never want to disturb that brood nest. If you have to crack it, at least the colonies can be warm enough where you can inspect it correctly and make sure that the frame count is there. So,
all right. So you said some people send like 8 frame colonies and some 10 frame colonies. Is there a price difference? Like if I send out a 10 frame colony and Jason says 8 frame colonies out, do they pay the same?
They pay the same. Yeah. As long as you meet the terms, the contract terms, the contract terms aren't going to change. Some contracts, they pay by the frame. But typically throughout California, it's a 5 frame minimum, 8 frame average. Just because that's what their crop insurance wants them to have.
Right.
Oh.
So, yeah. And even if it's a complete loss, let's say for this year, there was a frost that froze all the nuts. If you didn't put bees in your orchard, your insurance isn't going to cover you.
Wow.
So you have to put bees. Even on the self-pollinating almonds, they need, I believe it's 1 hive. Is it 1 hive? 4 hives per acre. Even for the self-pollinating almonds, you still need bees for the insurance, the liability insurance to cover you if there's any loss.
Is that an up and coming thing, the self-pollinated almonds?
It's been, I'll say, about 20 years. I recently went to the California State Beekeepers Conference this past fall, and the production on the independent, they call them independents, there's other varieties. Hey, how's it going, Max? You want to say hello real quick? Yeah. All right. Oh, he wants to say hello.
Hi.
Hey, Max.
How you doing, Max?
Dad.
Oh, Max.
Hi.
They want to know what you were doing. I said you were downstairs playing with your friends at the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the independents, they call them independents, and they still need. It's been a thing that's been happening at the conference, at the state conference. They said the production on the independents, even with, let's say, without the bees, they netted the trees so the bees don't pollinate them. The crop is around 30% less of nuts. So, I mean, if you're talking about by the tons and the acres, it's almost better to have the bees, no matter what.
Right.
So,
did you want to add this, Jason? Do you want me to?
Can you see that?
That
picture?
Yep. Sunflowers.
Man.
Jose, you recognize that?
I mean, I recognize.
It's probably, I don't know, 30 minutes south of you.
30 minutes south of me. No, I don't recognize it.
Just the mountains. The mountains over here.
The mountains look familiar. Those look like the mountains over there near the west of us.
Yep. Towards Upper Lake, Ukiah area.
Okay. Yeah. Upper Lake, Clear Lake area. Yeah.
Clear Lake, but this is on the other side. This is not on the Ukiah side.
Okay.
So this is running down the main. What's the main highway coming out of Sacramento going north into
I-5?
Yeah, I-5. This is I-5. This is right off I-5.
Okay.
Right there.
Those are
sunflowers.
Amazing to see how many acres that is. When I just had to share that, it's so crazy.
Yeah, that's it. And we have a lot of that. When you see that in a picture, it looks incredible. Like, oh, there's so much for the bees. But around that time, around right now, it's just there's so many bees. Many bees out here.
When you drive I-5 and they've got almonds on both sides of the highway, I kid you not, you're driving up I-5 and the bees are hitting your car from both sides.
Oh yeah,
there's so many bees, it's insane.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's like they're like smashing the sides of the car. There's bees just crossing the highway, like both ways. It's crazy.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. What are you eating there, Brian?
This is the dinner of champions for someone on the road.
Pot pie.
Shepherd's pie.
Pot pie. Oh man, shepherd's pie actually sounds great right now.
Yeah.
What do we have for dinner?
I was too tired to want to go and cook anything.
Oh man.
So microwavable pot pie.
Max, do you work the bees with your dad? Do you work the bees with your dad? Do you wear the suit?
Jason. He's asking you if you work bees with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell him what your favorite part is.
My favorite part is like feeding the bees, and the bees like eating the nectar and the flowers.
Now I heard somebody sent you a gift in the mail, a bee box.
She knows about the bee box.
Do you have bees in your bee box yet?
Dad has been not on top of it.
So Hillbilly Earl sent him a bee box.
Yeah, he sent him and Kennedy. Oh man, Earl's awesome. He sent us him a nuke and Kennedy a nuke. Painted them all nice and
that's cool.
He asked me all the time, "Hey, are we gonna go put bees in my nuke?" Oh man!
Come on, Dad.
Yeah,
let's go, Dad.
What's the holdup? You got all these bees. You can't put them in my box.
You can't put my bees in my box.
So Max, you say, "Come on, Dad. Come on."
Yeah.
Well, you just need to suit up, Max, and just have Dad let you put it in there for you.
Yeah.
There you go.
So that's Jason, Brian. I won't not Bob.
Brad.
That's Brad. That's Lee, and that's Bob. He just got some queens. he got queens. Brian got bees.
Sounds like Oprah. You got queens, and you got queens, and you got queens.
And Jason, he says he wants some of your queens too. But Brad and Lee didn't say they want some yet.
Put them on
Max, Brad, they're not cool kids. Only the cool kids get queens from your dad.
Oh man! Just twist the knife.
Just point you're cool. You're cool. You're cool.
Yep.
That one hurt.
I'm out. Right?
Oh man!
We're from Louisiana. We're cheap.
Cheap. Oh my goodness. Well, that's why they were on sale for cheap people like you and me to buy bees.
Yeah. So, Brian,
Yeah.
what are the plans for the apiary? Because you're growing more than you expected.
More than he said he was going to. He said, I'm 10. 10 was it.
Now, I do recall it being 10 to 12. So I'm right smack dab in the middle there at 11.
What happened to the long hive?
15.
Jason, hush.
15.
I don't want to grow any more than where I'm at right now, just because with my work pulling me back onto the road, I don't feel like I'd be able to properly take care of them. You know, like right now, I just, 4 or 5 days ago, yep. I just, with that video, I just put the second deeps on them. I got Apivar on them. So I'm in a good spot where, all they're going to do now with the nectar flow is they're going to grow out. That's it. I split again this year.
Brian's goal, 15.
Then that's low, because according to Mike Berry, I'm going to be at 30 this year.
Yeah.
But I wish, but I can't. I want to grow those colonies now. Really, I want to pack them so that I can go into the winter with that is
Jason's goal.
If I can go into the winter with those 11 healthy colonies, then I'll be happy. If I lose 3 or 4 throughout the winter, then I'll still come out of the winter next year. Brian's going to 20. I'll still come out of the winter,
There's a national poll, Brian. I'm telling you, it's like football. We've already got wagers in of where you're going to be at the end of the year, and I've got 15. You've got to hit 15.
And I have I have another double nuke set up that I could get going, and I have another hive. So I could feasibly set up 3 more. I've got 10 pro nukes sitting there.
I mean, you're just sitting there.
Well, it makes sense. If you want to be 10 or 12 and you got a 30% loss, means you need to be at 15 to make 12 for next year.
Yeah. So I don't want to grow too much right now, just because I would feel bad if something needed done in my apiary and it got out of hand. Let's just say something happened. One of my colonies got some disease or just something, and I'm not there. And maybe I get a phone call from my mom, who it's on her property, and she's like, something's wrong. What am I going to do? So I, at least now where I'm at, that's like my max.
Do you set up, do you do the swarm traps and all that stuff? I know
I did this year, and I caught 3 swarms. 2 of them, I could honestly say 2 of them were from one of my hives. Now, some people say, well, if you're catching them from your hive, it's not a swarm. And I'm like, well, it was up in a tree, and one of them was.
How would it be a swarm?
So that's what I was like.
It don't count.
I caught 3. The third one, I truly do not feel it was from my colony that's at the farm property. It was way too big. When I had them in a 5-frame nuke just to transport them, the bees were rolling out of it. There were so many bees in that box.
You got enough colonies there though to attract feral swarms to your apiary. You do.
Yeah.
When you have more than 4 or 5 colonies in one concentrated area, those pheromones and they just come to they're just attracted.
Well, and there's probably, I'd say 1,500 feet away, there's a guy that has 10 or so, hives. It was probably one of his that came down near mine.
Sure.
Well, I had a goal of going to like 30, 35, 40. I think that's what we said, max of 40. Well, I'm sitting more around 60 when Jose's come. So
is that what those 2 framers are for?
Yes, sir. That's
how many did you get?
So I have a question on those 2 framers, because I've never ran two framers. How do they ventilate on those 2? Like, do you need to have a screen at the bottom? I mean, how?
This is the first time I've run them. Jason, do you have 2 frames?
Yep. You could build little mini screen bottoms for them, but it's not worth it.
Okay.
I just cap them off and put them on wood on the bottom, wood on the top, drill a hole in the side. I mean, you could build bottoms for them like you build on a traditional hive. It's just not worth it. These are, remember, they're temporary, right? It's like Jose. It's just like your foam hives. There's really not much ventilation in them. There's just those front screens. You could put a small drill hole on the back side with a little bit of wire mesh to give them cross flow from the entrance to the back.
That's what I did to my 3 framers. Yeah, I did a round hole in the back and just put some wire mesh. You'd be amazed at what those little free framers will do, Jose. Then you can run full deeps.
Yeah.
Instead of and then don't have to charge the little boxes.
Put a hole under.
And there you go, Lee. You're right.
Yeah, because I was just thinking, like Bob, where you're at, you get a lot of humidity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just thinking 2 frames. I don't like what does that look like, and how do you regulate the
temperature in the box type of deal?
Yeah.
Well, what I do with my 5 frame nukes is I've actually just built a feeder shim and I put a hole with the screen on both sides. Okay. So you do get that flow up and the heat can dissipate out. But because there's not that many bees in a 2 frame colony, right? You're going to put a blank and then 1 frame of bees and a Jose Uribe queen in there. And, like I said, I've been selling some queens. So when people come get queens, I'll take them out of my nukes and sell the ones out of my nukes. Then I'll take Jose's queen from my 2 frame and introduce it to my nuke and let the eggs that are left behind in my 2 frame make a daughter of Jose Uribe's queen.
Do you recage your queens, or do you just introduce that?
No. I will. I'll recage her to put her over into the nuke.
I can ask Jose a question.
Yes.
So I'm going to have the California hive now.
California. Oh, that's
hang on. I gotta get out my whippet when I'm doing that. Jason's over here just like, oh my.
What did I come into? Well,
Jason trying to figure out what he got into here.
Yeah. What am I going to name the queen?
Snoop.
In the California hive.
Snoop.
Do a vote. Pick a couple names and then do just like maybe that spinning wheel thing.
There you go. That's a great idea.
Because you know me,
it could be Queen Latifah. There you go.
But she's from
New York, though, right?
She's from New York. You could do like I don't know who's from California other than Snoop, right?
What's Will Smith?
You ready, Brian?
What's Will Smith's wife's name?
Jada.
There you go. She hung out with Tupac.
And right when I go to say it, I could be like, yeah, next we're going to check the California hive with Queen. And then I could put in that clip. Keep my wife's name.
Yeah, there you go.
Your mouth.
Oh, man.
Copyright strike.
Yeah. Then I could put my face, on the stage up there. That way I get smacked, and then I'll go back to the hive inspection.
Oh man.
Oh man.
See, now you know why people hang out for 5 hours. Nowhere else. They come for the information, stay for the get the hook and drag him off the stage.
I can't see you can't do whippets on the stream team.
I know, man. You guys are all business over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they strict. They got a order of business.
They got a higher level of
Plus here,
clientele.
hang on. You know what I got to bring out?
Show enough.
Show enough.
I knew that was coming.
Okay.
Oh.
Huh?
I love that movie, man. Back in the day. Oh my gosh.
I would only be worried if you brought your Varroa mite with you to Colorado. Then I'd be worried.
Veronica is probably alone.
Scared.
She's probably scared. She's cold.
Yeah. Hold on.
She probably, I would not put it past her if I get back home and she's on like the window, like the ledge trying to get out. She's clawing her way out.
She's looking out the window for you.
Yes. Yeah.
So guys, right now, Jose does have a limited number of excess queens.
Yeah, check us
Limited
out.
number.
Just go ahead and
Available to the highest bidder. Available to the highest bidder.
Hey,
at Walker Bee Ranch.
Hey,
At Wa-
got a queen. Hey, got a queen.
Whoever sends me the most money gets one. No, I'm just kidding.
What's the website? What is the website anyway? Because I can't find it on Google.
UribeHoneybees.com.
That's why I couldn't find it.
Drop a promo code, Jose.
I'm not very tech savvy here on this end. Usually Kelly sets me all up, and
Matt said he just ordered 4.
And yeah, I don't know. I don't even know where the comments are at, honestly.
How does now? Do you offer price break levels? Like if you order a certain number of queens, it's one price, and another number of
Yeah,
queens?
in the beginning of the season, everything April queens, we have the breaks, right? We'll have 100 plus, it's like 29. For 1 to, I think it's 5 or 10, it's like 38. So in April, because we're just so overwhelmed with the orders, that's what we keep it at. Once we have extras here and there in May, then we'll just do these flash promotional sales that we have extra creams and
that's what I saw.
Yeah,
in the book of faces.
Yeah, I just want to let it go. So
I missed the special pricing.
Now, if you're a follower of Jose on Instagram, you get a lot of behind the scenes stuff.
Oh yeah.
See?
I got it on Facebook. Well, Instagram and Facebook are owned by the same people.
But Brian is saying some facts here. I do not put it on the Facebook though.
Does it go from Instagram to Facebook?
I purposely restrict it to go on Facebook. Sometimes some things I allow to go on Facebook, but the Instagram, like Brian was saying, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I do put up on occasion, just because it's click of a button and it's done. Not like the YouTube. I don't really like to go live on the YouTube, but there's some of Bob's queens heading out.
Oh yeah. Oh, excuse me. Heck yeah. This is the Jerry Springer of beekeeping chat, by the way, just to let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's awesome because our UPS guy, actually, he's a queen catcher also. And hey Angel, I got to get these queens out. I'll take them. I'm going into work. So here he goes, takes all their queens, and sometimes it just works out great.
M&J says, "Is it really $100 to ship queens to Ohio?" Absolutely.
Shipping rates are out the roof, man.
Oh,
you don't want to mess around with
Out the
queens.
roof.
well, I'm gonna tell you what.
You got to figure it's usually what overnight you doing them too. Huh?
Overnight, I don't pick anything else.
I'll tell you what, for anybody that, and I brag on, like I brag on Greg, I'll brag on Jose. When I got the ping, your queens are, they were picked up. It was literally the next day then, 10 something in the morning, I got a knock on the door and they were there. And like a lot of people, and I was talking to Matt and Sarah today. A lot of people, when they get queens, you'll get, the little teeny cage and there's a handful of attendants in there, and that's what you get. When I opened up that box from Jose, there's
It's like a package.
It is. I mean, it was literally, there were bees packed in it. There was the moisture. There was literally everything that they needed. But, when you get queens, sometimes I got them before from Lappies and they were shipped in, and it was a couple days. Each one of those queens within a week, they were superseded and they killed them. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. You get them from somebody like Jose, and I mean, they weren't even 24 hours. You figure from Northern California to Ohio, every single one of those queens is just rocking it. They were accepted, nice size on them. I mean, so I brag on the people that I know do that great business, and that's it. So, and that's why I do that though, because push people towards those individuals that have that level of I mean, just the work ethic and everything, and taking pride in the business.
Well, I don't know. What time did you mail out mine today? Do you remember, Jose?
4:15.
Your time.
Yes, 4:15.
So that was 7 p.m. my time. They're supposed to, it says it's scheduled by 12 noon tomorrow.
Yep.
Here.
Yeah. So likely it won't be past that. But I mean, this stays on my alerts. Kelly and I were on every single queen that gets shipped out. We are on them. If it goes a different direction that is not en route, we're on them. We are on them.
Well, I actually sent we had a giveaway, and I sent, basically it was the size of a Matchbox car, those Swarm Commander breakable vials. Cost me $13 for the product, right? It cost me $20 to send that regular mail to Alabama from here. I was like, it costs more than the product to ship it there. So, but the thing is,
that's how my hive tools are. $12.99 for the hive tool, $18 to ship.
yeah, it's better to order from Prime and do it as a gift delivery. And just have Amazon direct ship it to them, and then you're not paying it twice,
Now, Brian, how many layers of tape did you have to cut on boxes compared to mine?
Oh, on Jose's?
Yeah. I bet he didn't have as much tape as I do, huh?
No, those things were, they were, when I looked at it, I didn't show that on video because people would have been like, who the heck is this stupid idiot can't open up a box? Because I was sitting there,
Brian, they are a pain in the butt. I won't, you gotta back and forth each side.
But it's, speaking of the shipping thing, Jason, I was showing this Saracel queen rearing.
Who do they check this thing out? Look at the little things where they click in there.
All right, so it's got a track.
You're kidding me.
And
I know, right?
Oh hell, I just pushed it in too far. But you know how the other ones, you've got these the black pieces, right? And then you got to have this yellow piece. Then you got to have the little cap that goes in there. This has one piece you graft right into the cup, and then it just slides in and turns. Now the set of these, you get 4 of these frames, 80 of these cups, and then when you get your queen cell, you just put the roller cage right over top of it.
Yeah.
And when it hatches, you just spin it out. So, and for the price, it's pretty reasonable. You get
cheaper
4
than the Nikon system.
Yeah, you get 4 grafting frames. You get 80 of these cups, right? 2
Just the
grafting.
shipping.
Yep,
Just the shipping though.
2 grafting tools. You get the little wheel. The little wheel.
Oh yeah.
And for us beginner guys that don't have the scheduling down. But this thing was what, $70? $69.95.
Huh. Yep.
But their website. Oh, do you? There you go.
But I tweak mine. See all those labels and.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because we do things a little different over here.
Well, that card, if you just buy this card from Saracel, it's like $30 for the card. Yeah. So the whole kit is $70. Nice. But their website was messed up as far as the shipping. So Jason, I think, ordered $106, and they wanted $109 to ship. And I said, no, I'll go pick it up, dude, and I'll take it and put it in the post office.
Yep.
And it costs $13 and some change.
Jeez.
Through the post office. So, just glad I could help. Glad to help Blythewood Bee Company. Glad to help you. It was 30 miles each way to drive, but it's cool. I would have went there anyway.
Don't worry.
Oh, no. I'm waiting. I'm glad. I'm excited. I'll do a mail call.
That's why I haven't opened yours up and done anything with it, because I've still got to do that still.
But it's I do a lot of lives now. These guys, I'm telling you, I didn't understand it.
What?
But these lives here, the watch hours that your channel gets from doing live streams is off the charts. So if you're going to try to get to that monetization level and you get there, the watch hours from doing these streams is astronomical.
Well, in that case, I'm just going to go live when I'm catching queens.
You would have so many people watch. I would be watching.
I was about to say, I'd be watching.
I'm telling you, get your GoPro that's linked up to your hotspot and go live in 1080p out in the field. While you're doing it, you would have so many. To give you an idea, I'm a small channel. I have less than 2,000. We were talking about this last night.
You saying small, less than 2,000? I got less than 200.
In the last 28 days, I've had 2,005. No, that can't be right. Let me refresh this. 2,600 watch hours, 17,500 views.
Yeah, that's good.
Sweet. Good.
But I'm a small channel, so I don't have that many people finding my channel. But as it goes, it'll go. That's the hopes anyway.
It takes time.
Yep, and no editing. It does take time. We're here sitting in front of the computer, Yep.
Yeah, well, I think that would be the problem, is that the no editing and yeah.
Well, a lot of it's like cops. You want to see the tragedy. you want to see that queen just took off. Yeah, because it shows the real side of things, right? Everybody can say, "Oh, well, look at this beautiful bottle of honey," but they didn't see the 5 gallons that broke in your floor.
I tell you what, though, even once a week, Jose, if you had a certain set day where you were in a spot where the connection and everything, you can do it.
You can do it.
If you had the connection and everything, and even if you were to use your phone, and something like Ian had, where he was loading up his hives, if you did that once a week for even like an hour, your watch hours will go through the roof.
But how's that? Let me ask you a question, Brian. How's that impact your channel? Because naturally, ads can't run during a live stream. So how does the watch hours help your channel?
Well,
watch hours and then the interaction of your comments.
It is, and then you'll gain, guaranteed you're going to gain viewers, but then you can throw in like the live stream. You can activate the monetization. That way people can do their super chats and super thanks and stickers and all that other, so it does help.
Right.
Since the end of December, when we started the streams, I'm up almost 1,000 subs just on my channel since that. So it's been what, right now would be about 6 months, and I'm up 1,000. And for somebody like me, it's like, I was at like 1,700 and something when we started those lives in December, and I just crossed 2,700.
That's a true story, man.
Nice.
Nothing on YouTube is more entertaining than to watch me get stung on my bum.
Yes. And just think if Jose's sitting there and he bends over and one goes into some special place. Woo!
Yeah.
That's live action right there.
See, that's why I don't do like Brian. I don't mess with my bees with shorts on. I'm too worried they'd go somewhere I didn't want them.
I used to until I got a couple of hot hives. And you don't know they're hot till you open them up, and then it's too late.
Too late.
I told the other day, I like having those calm bees though, like that, just because I don't like messing with them in jeans and that jacket and that. I sweat like crazy, and I've been out there when it's hot, it's 90 degrees and jeans, and you have the jacket, and you stand up and you get dizzy and you got to grab onto something, and I'm just not,
Welcome to my world.
Yeah. Bob, I think I told you and Lee last time when I was on here that my video 2 or 3 videos ago, it was how to install a package, and I was talking about equipment, and I didn't really, and I said on there, I left the hive door open in the comments on the screen. Right. And I said, can anybody guess what I did wrong? And no one really commented. I think I told Bob and Lee this, but now everybody knows since I'm telling you guys now. But I was actually standing there the whole time videoing that entire segment. I go to the next hive. Are you leaving, Jose?
No, somebody else.
Okay. All right. I didn't want to cut you off. You had to say goodbye. So I walked over to do another hive, and I was like, wow, I got stung. I was like, that's crazy. Like, how are they getting on my pant leg? Is they crawling up my pant leg? And I'm like, I got stung again in the leg and the thigh. I'm like, what the hell? I back up for a second. I look down, and my fly is down. So the whole segment that I recorded before, bees were coming in and out of my freaking fly, my crotch. I'm like, holy crap. Yeah. Like 3 or 4 times in the thigh. I'm like, oh, my God.
It's wild how they find it.
Yeah. I know. They're wild.
It's like your veil. If you got one little hole in it, that one hole.
Yeah.
I've got, the bad thing is being tall. When you have your hive stands, like, Lee and I, where you have the cinder blocks, and then you have the 4x4, and then the hives are sitting on it. When I stand up, when I get to take the supers off and I get to the brood chamber, it's right at nut level.
Yep.
And you open that out, and the first thing the hot hive does is just sting you right on the inside of the leg.
Yeah, but Bob, the older you get, nut level is going to drop some.
Well, that's true. The top of the brood box is the top of the brood box is at crotch level, and the entrance is at nut level. Oh my gosh!
On mine, they just a perfect level when you walk up to it.
I like that setup. That setup's a slick setup.
That's how I'm trying to do all of my yards.
A full suit. I had on a Guardian suit, and they're great for ventilation. Mm-hmm. But down here, it doesn't matter what you wear. I mean, I look like the pilot in an airplane where the water's just running down my face. It's terrible.
If I can help it, all I wear is the veil. It just gets too hot down here.
There's just too much humidity.
I mean, we're at 10 o'clock at night. We're still at 96% humidity here.
Oh, forget that. That's horrible.
Here you go.
What happened to Brian there?
Lee, you got it?
I see your stream.
There you go. Barn door is wide open.
That's hilarious. Hey, we've all been there. Man, I was out there today painting those two framers, and I came in. I had shorts on and like a workout shirt, and it was just everything drenched, soaked through the pants, everything just soaked. And then it started raining. They're like, "You coming in?" Nope, I'm good now. The cold air. I'm burning boxes in the rain. Best part ever.
I think the worst sting that I ever had was I had a veil that had holes in it, and I didn't know. And I got one right in the neck, and then I got another one that literally, the stupid thing, it climbed in my nose.
Oh, inside?
Went like this. And
yeah, that hurts.
She was already in there, and I squeezed my nose just to kill her. And then when I walked up to my mom's place, because my hives are at my mom's, I said, "Can you get me a pair of tweezers?" And she's like, "For what?" I said, "I got a squished bee in my nose." And she was like, "What?" I said, "Just can you please get me a pair of tweezers? Because I got one in my nose." And I was like, why of all places? I'm like, the thing crawled in my nose.
Oh, I had one in the nose too, but it just landed like right on the edge and curled its ass up right inside my nostril.
Mine was full body, went in there, and I literally went like that just to kill it because I thought that thing's going for sinuses.
Well, Bruce said he had one go in his ear cavity.
Yeah.
Like down the tube.
Yep. Yeah, he had one climb in his ear.
What's the worst thing you've ever taken, Jason?
The lip. That's the
right
worst.
On the lip.
I mean, I've had it on the thighs and the leg, like I said in that last video I was just telling you about. But I did a video a couple weeks back or month back, and I literally caught it on camera. I started the video
slow mo,
and I went back and slow moded it, and she was like, and just nailed me. And then, of course, like an hour later, I was like Rocky. I was like, "Oh, Adrian!"
Yeah.
I got hit in the lip, and it just barely swole up, but I got hit right above the eyebrow, swole the whole eye, one whole half of my face was swole.
What about? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I took one right between the eyes one time, and I swelled clear across my eyes. And I looked Asian for like 2 days. My kids were cracking up. I mean, my eyes were so, my daughter was cracking up. She's like, "Dad, look at you. You look funny." I'm like, I can still ground you.
They're quick to point that stuff out, aren't they?
Yeah.
Dad.
Yeah.
What about you, Jose? What's the worst one?
I would say I don't know. I mean, they're just things now.
Right.
But the ones that are painful, I will say the cuticle or underneath the fingernail. Those ones really, I feel them. Oh God, it's like a nerve. Just ooh.
Yeah. I ain't trying to flip you off, but I don't know if you can see that little dot right there.
Yeah,
that's where I got one Sunday.
Yeah. The eyes.
It wasn't on the
eyes. I guess anything in the face it's just I don't swell up anymore. Just kind of just scratch it off. And
the only place
I have started to grow the little beard now because that kind of it's a little protection.
Yep.
But they like to get in it and crawl.
Yeah, so it's a quick little removal. Just take it off.
The only place I swell is at the tips of my fingers.
The tips of your fingers?
Jose, that's going to be like in your intro.
Tight.
Where were you at? Like Home Depot or somewhere?
Oh yeah, I had that thing down to here somewhere. I don't know.
I've gotten stung and not had any problems, but I also have taken it like it's like, oh, I just got a stung, no problem. Got one on the brow and one on the hand. I woke up the next morning, looked like Tyson. Took me out, my eyes all swollen up and everything. But that's
I got hit on the thumb one time, just one little red dot, no problem. A couple of days later, I got hit on the ring finger, swole my whole hand, wrist, everything double the size.
Man.
So here I am at work trying to sit in a crane with swollen hands and can't hardly work.
You guys ready?
Yep.
You ready? Okay, here we go.
It's coming into early spring.
We've got our colonies that are starting to boom. A few colonies aren't.
She's scoping. She got me.
Got me in the lip.
Whoa.
There she is. Look at her. Ow.
Ooh.
That almost looked like a little kiss.
Yeah.
Not too Oh man,
that's hilarious.
It's always funny when that happens to somebody else.
It does. Yeah, it always is, no matter what.
But like when somebody hits their arm and they always say the funny bone, and somebody say, "Well, that wasn't funny; it hurt." I said, "Yeah, but it's funny for the rest of us."
Yeah. That's the I find it's the one that you don't see, right? You might catch it a little bit, but when it's coming in, you never saw it. You know, it's just like zap. Mostly around here, they're not playing around. When it's time for business, they're going in.
The one thing I've never understood, and I don't know if you guys ever done this, when you get that one bee in your veil, I've never understood why someone takes their veil off to get that one bee out. And they're in the middle of the bee yard.
Oh, I always walk off and
got
do
1,000 more around you.
Oh my gosh! We've had help, and that's like the number one thing I say. If you get a bee in your veil,
just pinch it.
Pinch it.
Just don't take off your veil.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever see the guy from I think it's called the Little White House on the Hill? He has 4 hives, and he had this yellow hive that was hot. And when I say hot, every bee would come to his face when he'd open up the hive. I mean, it was almost like it was some what you call them bees.
Did he do a video about euthanizing the bees? Did he do?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that one. That's ridiculous.
Well, he had one get in his veil, 1 or 2, and he took his veil off, and he actually started screaming and hollering and his wife ended up having to put down the camera to go help him because they had attacked his face.
They were definitely Africanized.
That was horrible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Jose, you guys get Africanized colonies up in Northern California or no?
None whatsoever. Yeah.
There's a lady Cricket who I talked to in Arizona. You know Cricket at all? She does beekeeping out down in Arizona. She does removals. She probably has 300 colonies, probably, her and her partner, and all of them, about 90% of them are Africanized. And she does cutouts, removals. All of them are Africanized.
Yeah, we get a lot of. I'll say we have a lot of Arizona, anywhere, Southern California, Arizona, New Mexico. We have a lot of orders that come from there because they are requeening left and right. Any cutouts, anything,
yep,
they are requeening left and right. And
he does, yeah.
And I have to tell them, tape up that candy too. Tape it up because those Africanized bees, they are going to chew that queen out and kill her.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down, that's going to happen every single time. So what I tell them is tape it up, and you're going to manually release or take that tape off in at least 48 hours easily.
7
and then
days.
That gives it about 48 hours, 2 days, 3 days on the candy. So it's going to give it multiple days, but that gives it a chance. And then what I tend to tell them is, is just, it might not happen. It just might not happen.
She tries to find inexpensive queens for that reason because she does requeen every cutout. And she tells me, she said, "Look, Jason, I give them 7 days and I manually release them over the time period. And after the 7th day, I've seen a hive ball up a queen after being in there for 7 days and just completely immediately tack it and ball it up." It's like,
wow.
Yeah, for sure.
Crazy.
I had something happen. I did a video on it. The queen was in there. I manually released her. They were loving on her and everything. And they clustered on her. It looked like they were balling her, but you could hear her piping inside of in the ball. And I went back out the next day. She's walking around like nothing happened. Lee, you know that video I'm talking about?
I know which one you're talking about. Now, whether I can find it that quick, I don't know.
Well, I only did like 13 videos since Tuesday, so it might be
what
difficult.
I was thinking.
Let me see.
Go to my other screen here. Pull it over.
Hey, Ricky, I see Ricky on.
Yeah. But in the chat or the video you did drop?
No, he's on still.
Okay. I see him in the chat now. Hey, Vic.
It was alive though, wasn't it? That I did that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know what this is. It's the first time I had seen it, so let me see if I can if I can pull it up. My videos are getting out of control. Too many.
Ricky Rourke.
That was alive, so I gotta go to my lives.
It was, well, this is weird. Any ideas?
Yeah.
Is that the right one?
Yeah, pull that one up.
I got it. I'm trying to get to that part.
I had never seen it, but I'm sure Jose's probably seen something like this.
There she ran over to it. Whoop.
Have you guys ever seen me catch a queen in midair? Brian has.
What are you, Mr. Miyagi?
You missed it, Brian?
I didn't see that.
Oh man, that
Yeah,
was
I
on
see that.
Instagram. Yeah.
Mr. Miyagi, Jose, the beekeeper.
Was that on? That had to have been on one of your stories.
Oh, it's on Instagram. Not a reel, but the other thing.
I have to look at it because I try and catch all of them.
You can hear it piping.
Well, and you can hear my rooster. But see, they're like all balled up on her.
That she's obviously here somewhere.
Wow.
But they balled up on her, and then she was piping like she was in there. You could hear her piping. I'm like, well, that's weird. Never seen them do that. And then people are like, well, maybe like you said, maybe they were just protecting her. Or from what, I don't know. The other bees.
From
me, it's possible.
Hey, can I
seriously? I'm being serious. Like, you're in that open hive, you pull the frame out, she's exposed. That's my opinion, is that maybe they're trying to protect her, trying to cover her. And when you mark Jose, how many times when you mark a queen, the workers will literally go at her and try to clean off the marking
immediately. Immediately.
Yeah.
So I had released her like 2 hours before that, and they immediately went and started clustering on her. And I was like, oh, they're just cleaning her off or whatever. And then I came back a little while later because I was unsure if they were trying to ball her or not. And I checked it, and they were still clustered on her. And as she moved, the whole cluster would move with her. But you could hear her piping in there. I'm like, why is she piping? She's got bees all over her. And I didn't know. I'd never seen it before.
Later, Matt.
Yeah, Matt gets up early. I see his videos drop real early.
Yeah.
His are normally dropping about the time I'm leaving in the morning, and I'll get the alert.
Yeah. Hey, can I say something about our Wednesday?
Yep.
Sure.
Hey, so over that way, Jason started something that they look at him hiding.
No, I was going that way. You told me to go that way.
If anybody wants to do a video question, like what Jason did the last time, did you all see that?
Yeah.
He did a short little video, and it was a question. We want to try and get a couple of those this week. So if you do the question, do it unlisted, and then send the
link.
Email it. Yeah, just email it to Greg or me or Bruce or and then we'll play the video during our live. I loved that. That whole idea was just slick, because then you see the person asking the question, and then we can kind of give our thoughts and get other people's thoughts. But we want to try and do that again on Wednesday. So if anybody has a question that's bouncing around in their head, throw even any kind of short little thing together, do it unlisted, and then just get us the link, and we'll fit it in.
All right. Okay. As long as Kaylee's doesn't get there before you do.
Exactly. Exactly.
I was just picking.
Bob, if you did that to me, I would have been sitting here like, Bob, you do not have to bring me on because I know you're going to have more fun chatting with Kaylee than you would with me.
Yeah, and that's what I said. I was just joking, but
I to be honest, that night I didn't know she was going to stick around like that. She said she was going to pop in, you know, and just give a quick little update in that, and she ended up hanging out for what
the rest of the show, the whole rest.
We were
of the
there
show.
the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Hour.
Yeah, Brian sent me a thing. He says, come on, about 30 minutes after we start. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm sitting in there.
Yep.
And then Kaylee shows up in the comments, and Brian's like, "Oh, Kaylee, want to come in?" And
well,
I got bumped.
I messaged her
Hold
earlier.
on, Brad's Kaylee, and this is Brian the whole time.
Right.
Yes.
I messaged her earlier in the week, and I just I had said, "Hey, we're gonna just kind of have a laid back kind of chat. If you have time, if you and even like her mom, because the one live we did, Bridget popped in as well.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know, and I knew that she was having her state inspector was coming over, so I knew she was going to be slammed.
Dude, it didn't bother me at all. I'm just poking fun at you.
I know. Yeah. I didn't think that.
I mean, look at this. I would take something else over this any day.
Yeah, no,
I
hope
mean,
none of you would take offense, but yeah.
No. I just throw, I like to bring up old stuff. Like, I made a mistake, and I called it an unbottling tank. I don't know why I said unbottling tank, but I said I was getting an unbottling tank, right? So every time I talk about my bottling tank now, Lee says, "You mean your unbottling tank?"
Hey, I tried to look through my video today. I still didn't see what you were talking about.
Oh, everybody else saw. You probably edited it.
Nah, I was dozing off watching it. It was kind of boring, but I mean,
so Lee came back, and in his last video, he said, "I'm gonna leave this one unclosed for a minute." Oh, you mean open? Okay. So now everything is that's unclosed. So
crazy.
So you just gotta bob and weave, baby. Stick and move.
That's it. Come on. I tell you what, Jose, I can't wait to come out and visit, man.
Yeah, I agree. I want to sneak out there.
Don't forget the bee suit.
Oh, trust me, I'm going to bring it, and I'll tell you what.
Not a jacket, a suit.
I'll tell you the same thing like I tell Greg when I go down to his place, because Greg always asks, even though we chat all the time and whatever, he'll always still when I go down, he'll be like, "Is there something specific you want to see or something or whatever?" And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Greg, if I was not here, what would you be working on?" And that's where the whole donut thing, and we built that wall that one day. And he told me afterwards, he called me and he was like, "You came down and literally all we did was we built a wall." And I said, "Yeah, but for like 8 hours, we got to talk about bees, listen to classic rock, and just hang out." So that said, whatever you have going on, I'm game, man.
Well, hopefully I'm not doing the dishes that day.
Now you go get me with that. You ain't gonna get me with that.
I'll let you help me whitewash that fence for that apple.
He'll be like, "Well, Kelly had me mowing the lawn today.
The lawn, yeah.
And then we had to wash and wax her car."
We had to put bees in Max's bee box.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That would be fun though. That might be a good day to do it.
And I tell you what, here we go. I travel with it.
What is that?
Your GoPro?
Yeah.
Oh, I got.
So how do you like the new 10? You got the new 10, yeah?
I got my 10 and I got my 9 with me.
Okay.
So the
10 have any issues?
Well, not anymore. Not since they updated the firmware.
Yeah, it still does, because the other day, so I'll tell you guys, I'll give you a little trick. Have you seen these batteries.
The white ones?
The
All right.
Enduros.
The Enduros, okay?
Okay.
I got a few of them.
I have not seen those yet.
The Enduros they give you more film time, and they advertise also they're good in cold climates.
Yep.
Yeah, don't put this thing in your GoPro when it's 80 plus degrees, because the thing will literally shut off in about 2 minutes.
Oh.
I hadn't had the problem yet.
Yep. So I literally have, like, in my pack, if you look at it, I've got.
See, I just sold this to Jose because it has a sun's name on it.
I have here, okay, this side with the white batteries, this is my 9. The side that has my blue batteries, that's my 10.
Okay.
Because I've had a lot of problems. I actually, on top of my media mod, I literally will take an extra hat just to prop up on top of it to keep the sun off of it.
Hey Brian,
Yeah,
you
they
look like me
overheat
with
like that,
batteries.
huh?
Yeah.
Batteries.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I got. Yeah.
But as far as the Enduro or the blue ones, I hadn't had a problem in the heat yet, which normally, I mean, 85, 90 degrees here.
Do you use the media mod?
I've got the media mod. I tried using it one time. I just didn't like how the microphone was. It's either you used a front mic or a back mic. You can't activate both of them.
Hey, Bruce.
Okay.
So I have
Maybe
I have a Rode lav mic that I plug into.
Maybe
my,
that's
Is
where
6 to max you can get on here?
no.
I don't know. What's the max that we can have in the
Was
chat
it
at one time?
Brian 10?
Do you have the paid? What paid version do you have?
The 25.
You could get more in here.
I was about to say, I think it's 10 on that one.
Yeah, you could get more.
Load it up.
Yeah.
Come on down, Bruce.
Come on in.
Hey, hang on now, Bruce. I like Bob's Lives because on Bob's Lives, I get to have compressed oxygen, and it's almost like doing whippets.
Here you go, Brian.
Right on.
Don't waste it.
That's not me doing that. There we go.
Don't
Yes.
waste it.
Yeah. Bruce, in Colorado, they literally have canned, it's 95% oxygen because of the elevation here.
Look, we ran Jose off. Bruce came in
I
and
know.
Jose left.
Now, Jose's going to get his oxygen.
The laptop was going dead. I had to
Plug it in.
Yeah, I had to plug it in.
Yeah.
So I
at
run.
least know how to do that. So.
My laptop literally went dead a couple of weeks ago.
I got a
Crashed.
max and a 5. No,
Lee.
7. Sorry, not a 5.
Lee, on your 10, so just talking about the cameras, what do you film at also? Because they say, like, when you film at a high,
The higher res, the hotter it's going to heat up.
Yep. Because I've been
I run
filming
everything at 1080.
Oh, okay. Because I've been filming at 5K 60 frame.
And I mean, technically, with this new computer, I can edit 8K with it.
Yeah.
But I'm not using that much storage. I just keep everything at 1080.
My last couple videos, I've put a lot of work just into the editing and that, and I wanted them to look a little bit cleaner, just color wise and just visually and things like that. And that's why I've been doing the 5K.
Now, the only difference running the higher resolution, unless whoever's viewing it has that higher resolution monitor, they can't see it. But at the same time, you are able to zoom in more on your video and not lose quality so that they can see the zoom.
Yeah.
Somebody told me before, they said one trick that he would do is he always films in like 4K. And then when he exports his videos, he'll export them in 1080. But it allows you, when you have those transitions and those moments where you zoom, or there's that Ken Burns effect where you can, pan your camera, even though it's stationary, it's panning and stuff.
Yeah.
When you do all of those type of transitional movements, when you cut it, when you kind of break it down from 4K to 1080, you'll have a cleaner transition.
Yeah.
So,
Bruce, that's an easy question. So we're using chicken math, right? So when you guys do a stream, you've got 100 people watching at a time, which means we have to go 3 times as long as you guys do to equal the same amount of views.
Yes. Bruce, and it's so the question is, how do you do it? Compressed oxygen.
I don't drink coffee, right?
You can talk forever. And right there, yeah, Jason has his,
water.
Water.
He's got his water.
It's
water.
It's his that's his bubbly water.
The
what is it, Perrier, or what's that fancy stuff? What's that fancy water?
That's filtered corn water.
I can't pronounce the name. I know.
Is it Perrier?
I think it is Perrier. Kind of odd shaped bottle, kind of contour.
Yeah. You talk about Mad Dog 2020?
Oh,
hey,
Mad Dog 2020.
I've had a couple parties with some Orange Jubilee.
Oh my.
Yeah,
You guys are crazy.
Going down the wrong road now.
And Bruce, it's not late where I'm at or where Jose's at. So
Lee's got to get up for work in like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
I got a little bit longer, maybe 45.
Well, on that note,
Well,
John,
I gotta go, fellas. It was nice seeing you all. I'm gonna be heading on out. Jose, Jason, Brian, Bob.
Good seeing you.
Have a good one.
If you get those hats made, we'll have to do a hat swap.
Okay. Deal.
All right.
Deal.
I tell you what, when we go to the next Hive Life, I probably will have to bring a couple hats because I've got Jose. I got one of you. I have. Oh my gosh. Let me see here. I got a Dirt Rooster. I got the JC's bees. I got yours. I have horizontal. I got one from Ricky. Who else do I got? I know I got a couple. Are those the beekeepers? I have 4 different beekeeper.
Oh,
Yes, I could switch like day one in the AM. I could have like, Jose's. Day one in the PM, I could do like Dirt Roosters. Yeah.
Do you have this one or do you have the California Beekeeper one?
Oh man, I don't know. I ordered it off your site, so I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I know I have a couple of your stickers.
Yeah.
So it's the California.
Yeah.
I like the one you're wearing, the I can't even pronounce it tonight.
Uribe
honeybees one. I like that.
Yeah.
I like them both, but
I was about to say
that's
I'd
my
like to get all
preference.
3 of them.
Yeah. I have so many hats though. My wife looks at me and literally when I get another hat, she's just like serious.
But like I work in the plant, so I mean they always giving hats out from all the different companies. I don't really wear hats, so I always gave them to my dad before. But he passed in 2018, so I still just collect them and set them on the shelf.
Yeah.
I got one piece of merch, one shirt. That's it. Well, it's one design, but that's it. And it doesn't even have my logo on it.
I just ordered another shirt the other day.
What shirt? My shirt?
Catching Feelings.
Oh, Kaylee's.
Oh my God. That's Brian. That's Brian on the show.
Oh no, I don't have Show Enough on there no more. Hang on, you're going to get Show Enough.
So I've got mine just as like the Game of Thrones logo, and it just says Game of Drones in the logo in the same font. So that's it. I'll come up with some. I got to come up with a new logo for my YouTube
video
channel.
This weekend in the iPhone 13 Pro video quality sound not great.
It's because the iPhone.
Man,
I'm sorry, I got to mess with everybody with Apple.
And I like my iPhone. It was difficult. I still don't know how to use it all the features, but I like the quality of the the pictures and the videos. It works great. Is that a Samsung or is that a Google?
Yeah, it's the Samsung with, and I hardly even use this thing.
Is that the Note? I used to own the Note.
It's the 22.
Okay. Is that monster phone? It's like, oh yeah, that's huge.
Yeah,
that's huge.
I don't know.
Oh, for the fourth time, sorry, Frank, we've missed your. What do you get paid per hive for pollination?
Sorry, Frank. It wasn't me.
It was.
Did not see the comments.
I've got broad shoulders. It was me. So what does the beekeeper get paid? Or I guess let's just say, what is the rate for a 10 frame colony if it passes everything? And
it'll range from 185 to 235.
Okay. But now keep in mind that's gross before shipping the bees out there, anything that the broker
fees.
Yeah, that's all. That's just whoever has the contract with the grower. That's what they're going to get, 185 to 235, depending on the terms of that contract. Yeah,
cool. So hopefully that answered it for you. I thought we talked about that already one time, though. You might have missed it, though, Frank.
I say may not have been on at the time.
Yeah, you might not have been on when we talked about that. But apologize for making you wait so long. Speaking of so long, it's through. Yeah. I know Brian's getting in this groove of going 3 and 4 hours. We're gonna have it all bulked up.
Yeah,
I'm soon for the bed too. I got 5 hours sleep yesterday.
We keep Brian on any longer, you're gonna have to buy another can of air.
Right. He'll be going to the 7-Eleven.
Yeah. This seriously, and then this is serious. No jokes in that. This to me is crazy. That
wild.
You live somewhere that people are affected by the altitude, and they have to suck air.
They don't. That is specifically marketed for you because you don't live in that climate.
They're acclimated to it.
I've never had effects like when we've gone on some hikes like Mount Rainier, and when I was in Albuquerque and all, those kind of areas where you're in the elevation. I've never been hit like with any of that altitude sickness. My wife gets it pretty good. And like when we've gone on, when we were hiking up, and yet Brian bought one, Grammy, this was solely because I wanted this as a souvenir.
A novelty item.
It's that novelty thing that I could say. And for live streams, like Fred Dunn has he can literally reach over. If we're talking about the Titanic, I swear Fred could reach over and grab a piece of metal from the Titanic off of his ship. Me, I want to be able to reach over if they're having some crazy conversation. I can say, oh, yeah, well, I have compressed oxygen.
Well, if you come to California, you're going to catch some air. You're going to take it back with you.
$8.95.
And if you miss California, you could just take close back up.
Yep. $8.95.
And here we thinking we're going somewhere, and look who shows up.
Oh,
look at
this. Someone screenshot. He doesn't have an Alabama hat on.
No, I got 5 minutes. I'm about to go to bed.
Don't even
5 minutes.
Is that better?
Yes, sir.
It's his Atlanta hat.
His Atlanta hat.
It's my bald head is what it is.
See, you talking about that air though. Last time I went to Colorado, I was doing some landscape for photography in the Rocky Mountain National Park.
Oh wow!
And just trying to hike those little trails to do photography, it will wear you out quick.
Yeah, I tell you what, the landscape is just
stunning.
And now I've just been in the city. I haven't gone out anywhere, but it's beautiful. I mean, you look up and on the mountain peaks, there's the snow and that still. I'll be the weekend of June 4th and 5th, I'll be out here for that weekend. They're not gonna, they don't pay for us to go home every weekend. So that weekend I'll probably go out, and explore a little bit. It's beautiful to look at that scenery. It is.
The Jolly Rancher factory's there, so you can go buy some Jolly Ranchers.
You know what? I actually, I need to call him tomorrow, but there's somebody that watches our streams. And I actually, it's funny that he emailed me, but I follow him on Instagram. He lives in Lakewood, Colorado, and that's where I'm working at. And he has a little beekeeping kind of business. They do they sell some honeys and salves and all this stuff, but he invited me over. So I'm going to try and connect with him while I'm here, just, pass the time. And he even told me, he said, if you want to get stung, we can get into some hives too. So I'm like, yes,
Nice.
I could take care of that for you too if you come down here, if you want to get stung.
Oh man. Bruce, I would in a heartbeat. If I was ever down your way, I'd stop. I would.
We use your computer system in our hospital, so maybe sometime you'll come down here. Who knows?
That's it. And you know what? Let's see if you can see it. Epic.
Oh, I see that. Wow, it's pretty snazzy. We use medical software in our hospital is Epic, and this is Brian works for. So,
nice.
Cool. So what's up, guys? I heard you talking about technology earlier. And,
that's those guys.
Sounds like you guys all use GoPros.
Mm-hmm.
I've never used one, so I just use my iPhone and my M50. I'm low budget.
I thought about getting the M50. It's a good little camera.
Yeah, that's what I usually use if I'm in a hurry and just pull my camera out, and if it's inconvenient. But the sound is it catches every little sound on my iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
So it just, it's okay. Like right here, it probably sounds okay. But if you're if there's all kinds of stuff going on, if there's cars in the background, or like in the video that I'm going to put out here in the next couple of days from our honey harvest, like in the honey house, it kind of sounds like an echo from everything that's going on. So it's just not as clear as the M50 with the microphone I use.
Yeah. Now Rode sells a microphone that you can plug directly into an iPhone.
Yeah, I think I could use my other microphone too. Probably. I've never tried that. I think I could put it in that mode as well. I use a Smart Mic Plus. I think it's a similar thing to the Rode. I really like it. It's been really good. Sometimes I'm lazy and I don't have time to pull that out. Yeah. Especially I had Grammy. I had Lisa Grammy's Grammy Midwife's Suburban Homestead, I think, was out there with me. And then a guy named Dugan comes on sometimes too and talks on our lives. He was out there. They both live about just close to where I am here, so they both helped me out with my honey harvest. And I just didn't want to get the camera out and do all that stuff. And it started raining, and I just used my phone. So it's going to be okay, but it's not going to be the quality I like.
Bruce, what editing software do you use again?
I use Wondershare Filmora.
I wonder if they have like a noise reduction. Like I've switched over to Final Cut Pro, so I figured I'd pay for it and learn, that editing software. But within Final Cut, in the audio section, it has like a hum reduction and a noise reduction. So literally, like if there's traffic in that, it's almost gone.
According to this, Filmora does have the noise reduction.
It probably does. I just don't know how to do that. I need to figure it out. Is that what you use, Lee? Is that what you use?
No, I use Adobe Premiere Pro.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, you might have that option. Check and see if there's.
I think I do, but I just played with it, and a while back, and it didn't seem to make a difference. But I'm probably not doing it right. So.
Oh, okay.
Well, I've got a couple minutes left. Hey, Jose, how are things going out there, man? We talked a little bit on the phone a few days ago.
Yeah, it's I'm running on fumes right now. You guys ride hard on these streams.
Well, I'm not staying long tonight. I get really tired. On regular ones, I get tired, man. I don't know how these guys do it every night for like.
Jose, when I come out to California, I'm bringing you some compressed air.
Oh man, that would be awesome. That'd be
Well,
awesome.
in all fairness, I did tell Jose we go for a long time. So if you just got a little bit of time and want to pop in and pop out, we totally understand. But he's been a trooper.
Yeah.
He's earned his achievement badge for his Boy Scout sash.
I'm gonna probably bounce in a couple minutes myself.
Oh yeah, we're going to have to close it down.
I'm going to jet too because I got to get to bed.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. Well,
I get up about 5:30 in the morning usually, or 5:45. So
Bruce, I told these guys to film a video question.
yeah, you guys do it. Sounds great.
That might be
when are you guys doing that? That's Wednesday, you said?
Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah.
So what's today?
Brian, can't they just send them a video to you, and can't you put it in the back office and not have to have a YouTube video? Does it have to be a YouTube link, or is it?
No, it could be anything. But the YouTube, an unlisted YouTube video is the easiest because you just upload it, and unlisted, nobody will see it unless they have the actual link. So to send it through, like another file share program.
Dropbox or something like that.
Yeah,
like an email or whatever.
Yeah, email gets funny because if you're over a certain size, it's going to want you to cut the thing down or send it like through
Google
Windows
Drive or something.
Yeah.
So is it going to be Greg, Brian, and Bruce? So
yes.
Question towards you guys, or
it's ours.
Anything? Yeah, any.
Any question?
Like Brian, I was curious what your favorite donut is.
Exactly.
Said it.
Exactly. Or it could be Brian. I understand you did all of this strenuous work down at Greg's place. Did you ever receive payment, in the form of a donut?
That's awesome. All right, fellas. Well, I'm gonna head out. I gotta wake up early, go catch Queens, and work.
And I'll get mine tomorrow.
You're making the big bucks, man. I like your Queens, by the way. I'm happy.
Oh man, I'm glad it's Bob just got some.
Yeah, well, they'll be here tomorrow, right? So
that guy, yeah.
So
I'm waiting on Lee to buy some, but
Lee will probably buy 100.
Well, I'm hoping when I do my next yard, I'll get some from you.
Yeah.
So,
awesome. With that sell you guys were doing the last few days, I actually sent your link to a commercial guy here in Alabama that said he might order some from you, but I'm just not sure if he's ready for them right now. We're about to hit our big flow. We're starting it now, so I think he's more of a honey producer, and he's probably just getting ready for that. But
yeah,
your wife, I think, actually commented. I told him because he asked her something, and I said, well, be ready, because he's a commercial guy, knows all kinds of stuff, but he's pretty tough. So
no,
it'll be a very high standard for him, and he's a character, man. He's pretty fun.
Oh yeah, we're pretty fortunate. We've dealt with all walks of life. So awesome, guys. All right.
Thanks, Jose.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Lee. Brian. Bruce.
Jose, you take care, buddy. I'll be in touch.
I'm out too, guys. Y'all take care.
Thanks, Bruce.
Bruce.
Yeah.
So,
I'll hang out 1 minute longer.
Yeah, that's about how long I got left. Because my wife smells like she's making grilled cheese or something.
Yeah.
So
I'll bounce out and get some sleep. And tomorrow I have to dress up because we're going into the client site. So I'll be whatever.
I've got to finish the rest of my 30 mating nukes, and then get my queens.
Yeah.
And then go through my colonies and select a frame that I can put the queen on in the mating nuke. So fun times, and hopefully it won't rain.
The work never stops.
Yeah.
Oh, but before I could do that, I got to go down to Lowe's and get cinder blocks and 4x4s so I could set up stands at the back of my lot.
You painting your 4x4s to seal them?
No. Nope. I get
all of my woodware, whether it's my 4x4s or my hives so far, I put at least 2 coats of the oil-based primer and then 2 coats of latex enamel over that.
Well, I'm so spur of the moment. Like, I saw Jose's Queens on Facebook, I had 2 left, but I knew
I'll tell
of
you
my
what.
other ones, and I knew that a guy was coming to buy those, and I was like, man, they're on sale. I got to buy the queens, right? You got to buy the queens if you can buy the queens. So I bought the queens, and then I'm like, crap, am I going to bank these? No, I'm not going to bank these good queens. So I went and bought mating nukes.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you, Bob, you'll be impressed because you order queens and you get them through the mail. Every time I get them, they're, you don't know how long they were banked or you don't know anything about them.
Right.
And they're tiny, I've gotten some queens and they almost look like they're a virgin. They're tiny. You look at them and it's like, man, I hope these things beef up.
Right.
And the couple times that I've gotten queens through the mail, I have not had good luck. And that's why whenever I needed queens now, it's, you scoot 2 hours and some down the road and go to Greg's.
Right.
Jose's, I'm impressed so far.
Well, I was getting them from Cutic, and the problem is in May they moved back to New York, so I would have had to get them shipped. And then when Jose had his sale, the price of the sale compared to what I was getting at Cutic ended up being about the same with the shipping.
Yeah.
So it was worth the $20 not to have to drive 2-3 hours.
You end up with that genetic diversity too. So
yep,
you do. So and I'm about that.
I'm going to have a weird mix because I've got Italians, Carniolans, and now I'm going to have Greg's queens, right? So it's going to be kind of a weird.
His are, you'll like his. He says they're the Appalachian mutt. They're a chilled bee. So, and I've seen the last time I was at his place, he was going through checking some of his breeders,
right.
And I saw him and
nice.
Yeah. And I was just sitting there like, you start drooling on him. Yeah.
32 to 100 or 30 to 150?
Depending on
it's the quantity. Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah, it's the quantity that he has on them. But yeah, they're good. So you'll be happy. And I'll tell you what, I'm super curious. I think I might split that double nuke that I have set up. I'm thinking on splitting that and just the Caucasian, I might move that to a separate 10 frame colony.
Right.
That way it's just away from the other. I don't have to worry about those double nukes being those 4 frame boxes because those things take extra work just to keep them from wanting to leave.
So those double nukes, they're 2 4 frames.
Yeah.
Now a 10 frame box will fit right on top of it.
Yep. It's a pretty thick divider board. It's a good 2-inch divider board that slips right down the middle. So it ends up, it's a 10 frame footprint. And when you put that board down the middle, you have 2 4 frame colonies. You could feasibly, if you want to take the divider out, you could just use it as a 10 frame setup.
Okay.
So now what you could do with those things too, if you want to produce honey, is you could set up those double nukes. And I did it last year and I got the most honey off of those. I put a queen excluder on over top of the 2 colonies and I stacked up supers and those things went gangbusters.
And all the worker bees just mixed and did everything together. Community.
Yep.
I might do that because now I'm curious if those 2 frame nukes, if I put them side by side, if a 5 frame would go over top with a queen excluder.
Just so the footprint's the same.
Yeah,
if the footprint's the same, then you'd be good.
Hey, Lee, pull that picture up that I sent you because I don't know if Brian saw the
50. I tell you what, everybody on here.
I'll be at the Leaning Tower. I build the Leaning Tower of Pisa today.
Oh God.
Lee, here we go. That's not all of them.
Wow.
that is definitely not all of them. I was out there from the time I got home to like 6 o'clock, 6:30, just painting boxes, painting bottom boards. You know, I went through 12 cans of spray paint.
You know what I'm surprised, and it might even be in your future plans to wax dip.
I would love to, but I need, getting the dipping tank.
Well, you can use anything.
I could get an old stainless steel restaurant sink, weld a hole in the bottom, and put a burner under it.
Yes, Greg has where him and Dan, they've got, I don't know what it's from, but they got this big ass vat that you can put a burner underneath of it, and I mean that's what they use.
Yeah, it would be nice. It would save. I hate painting. My years in the Navy broke me painting forever because that's all we did: wax and paint, wax and paint.
I've got 2 paint rigs. I got an airless painter and a aired painter.
Yeah, I've actually got. All right, so part of it's just me being me, right? I don't want all of my boxes to be the same color, and I feel like if I I've got a gallon of that, whatever it is, creamy cocoa, whatever I painted the honey house with, but I didn't want to open it and then have to like paint everything the same color, and then have to go back and mark them because the bees need to be able to determine where they're going. So so that's why I've got the pink, yellow. I like the yellow ones, but I got pink, blue, purple, all different colors. Kind of a Charleston house.
Military surplus gas tank. I mean,
a military surplus gas tank.
All you have to do is set up a tank that's going to hold it and heat it up.
But how much is that wax stuff?
That I don't know.
I wonder. I mean,
I think some of that they do a blend of real beeswax and then the paraffin wax.
Well, it's
a paraffin with a silica in it, right, or something.
Yeah, because it's a smaller bead. Because Greg said it that other type of wax, it penetrates the grains of the wood a lot better than I think what beeswax does.
Well, but see, then the whole thing is if it does good, I'd be willing to pay the extra for the wax, if it's going to last for ever,
Greg's deal was this, like what got him, because he used to paint. What led him into that direction is he's like, you go to these guys who this is what puts the food on the table, so you go down to Benny's or whoever, all those guys would dip. And when you wax dip, I think he said there's some people that have the same boxes in use for 30 years.
I have 2 Hoover Hive boxes that were wax dipped. And when I first got them, I mean, they look.
Were they wax dipped or wax coated? Because I've heard that they.
Well, they said wax dipped. Now, which one I'm not 100% sure, but they looked good when I first got them. Now, after about 3 or 4 months being outside in the weather, they started looking like really bad. Just the darkening of it. But after it all evened out, they look good now, and they've been out there. This is 3rd season.
Huh.
They look good.
Yeah, Greg, I saw when he dipped, they're literally, I mean, they sink down, and you get that whatever the heck it is. It's the moisture and all that cooks out of it.
Right.
And then the whole that wood is basically it just sucks in all that wax, and you're good.
I've seen that video of Bob Benny with the copper naphthalate or whatever it's called.
Yeah. And I don't use copper naphthalate, but I use the same oil-based primer that he uses, the Zenzir.
Oh.
And then I go over it with a bare exterior latex enamel. But the only problem with that, it's $50 a gallon, $52 a gallon.
I've used the EcoWood this year, but I dipped a lot of money into that EcoWood, so it better work.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of money in EcoWood this year. So not for the EcoWood, but the actual boxes, probably 25 deeps, 50 mediums.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that's what that's why everyone jokes. Oh, well, you're only going to do 10. No, it'll be more than 10.
That's it right there. Microcrystalline.
And
paraffin. Yep. That's it, Randy. Yep.
But I'm sure that's heavy stuff, right? It probably costs a lot to ship.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
But yeah, that would definitely be a good. Yep, that's what I did with those boxes I did today. Can spray paint, Krylon Max.
Yep.
And
it
works.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys.
Oh well.
It is almost midnight here, which means it's almost 11 for Lee, and Lee gets up at the butt crack of dawn.
It is 9:52 here.
Yeah, but back home it's still almost midnight.
It's 11:50.
Well, we in 3 different time zones right now.
No,
we were 4 because we had Jose on here too.
Yeah,
I'm glad Jose. I mean, Jose called me up. He's like, "Hey, Bob, what's up?" I'm like, "Jose, I thought something was wrong with my queens." I'm like, "Hey, what's up, Jose?" Just chilling. We just started talking. I'm like, "Oh, great." So that's
cool.
Pretty cool. Yep, absolutely. I use a 50-50 mix.
This is going to be my weekly thing now. I think I'll probably pop in more because you see where I'm sitting at.
Yeah,
you're welcome anytime.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's nice.
My my fine.
What kind of hotel are you in?
It's a residence inn, so I've got I got the little kitchen area. It's got a little cooktop and the microwave, the fridge, and all that. So
I used to get I saw you had the pot pie, so we'd get burritos and microwave popcorn and all kinds of stuff like that. Ramen.
They're giving us $80 a day meal allowance. Now, my one coworker was like, "You're going to eat pot pies," and I'm like, "I'm tired. I don't feel like going out. I don't feel like,
Here's what you do: you go on the internet for later on, not tonight, obviously, and you find Man versus Food, and you find out where they were in Denver, and that's where you go, and then you got to do the food challenge for YouTube.
I've done that because I've gone to those, and then also Kitchen Nightmares with Gordon Ramsay.
Right.
I went to one of his in Philly, and it still was I looked it up, and the reviews were still outstanding. And believe it or not, when I went there, I threw a review afterward just saying, "Hey, saw you, with Gordon." So I thought, I'd stop out. And then the food was outstanding. The owner dude ended up replying on there and was like, if you're still in town for business, if you stop back, let me know. And I'd love to sit down and share a meal. And I didn't have time to go back, but yeah, I mean, it was pretty damn good food.
There was two of my favorite ones are actually in Ohio, in Columbus.
Where at? Oh, okay.
The Thurman Street Cafe.
I've never heard of it.
And Schmidt's House of Sausages around there somewhere.
I've heard that. Yeah. Columbus, they said, is a big,
there's a lot of pharma.
It's it's like a foodie thing. Like a lot of places will test new things or restaurants, So Mad North's been to Thurman's.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, said Brooklands.
So let me show you this crazy thing that I ate.
You show that, and then I'm going to go.
Before I had my weight loss surgery. All right. This is not mine, but this is called the Therminator.
Oh, boy.
Oh, where is it? Oh, hold on. What happened? Let me go back one. It took me to their Facebook page for some reason. Image. Where's the image?
The Therminator.
The Therminator burger.
Fried pickles are good.
Where the hell is it?
My old lady works at a little cafe about 3 miles down the road, and I always get the fried pickles.
I love fried pickles.
Fried pickles and ranch dressing.
Man, what is going on with this thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
The Thurman. Well, I can just.
Holy.
Damn.
What did I miss?
Wow.
Filled 2 10-frame boxes.
Jesus.
Nice. Well, I don't know if I can get a large photo of it.
The Terminator.
It's called the Terminator.
Andy, yeah, doing good, brother. Just tired today. So.
Oh, here. Well, there we go. I mean, I'll show it to you, but it's not going to. This is somebody had. God darn it! Somebody had it on Reddit, and shared a photo, but you don't get anything. It's not like you win something for eating it.
Yeah.
I won 3 days without having to eat after that.
It paid for itself.
I know if you ever in Norfolk, Nebraska, find smoking stands.
What?
You see that? That thing was literally as tall as my head.
Oh, I couldn't eat that.
It's like 6 pounds of hamburger. It's got ham, melted cheese, sauteed onions, bacon.
There
everything.
is no way.
Yes, sir. So if you ever are there, it's like well, it used to be $20, but that's been several years.
There is no way.
I know Norfolk, Nebraska got smoking stands, and when you order smoking stands nachos, if you by yourself, don't order the regular plate.
Now I gotta look.
It is a full plate of nachos with shredded brisket, shredded rib meat, baked beans over the top of that, all your cheese.
There's a gyro place there's a market in Cleveland. It's called West Side Market, and there's a little teeny.
Love that place.
Yep, there's a little small gyro stand in there that the guy, Man versus Food, he's gone there like 2 or 3 times. Like he went there one time just to eat the gyro. And then other times he'll just stop in just because he loved it. But when you order a gyro, I've gone and ordered like 3 extra pitas because they give you so much stuff stacked on it that you can literally make like 4 gyros off of the one.
Dang.
And it just.
If you ever go to Columbus, go to Schmidt's House of Sausage. It's a German restaurant, but they have a buffet, and they have all different kinds of sausages. You could my son, when we went there, he took a platter, and it was just mounded up with sausage. It's a buffet.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's one in Cleveland. I forget the name of it. When I went, I had a couple good German beers, and
I lived on West 210th Street in Cleveland when I was a kid.
I wonder what the heck the name. I'm gonna have to ask my wife.
They still have that
German
farmers market. Is that what you're talking about? When you said the Cleveland West Side Market, they had a killer farmers market there.
Yo, they do. Yeah, they still do.
I remember going to that place and just all the smells in there.
Yep.
It was awesome.
All the meats and all that
cheese,
stuff.
all of it. It's awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah. But
all right, guys.
Yeah.
It's midnight here now, so
I'm bouncing out.
And we still got 25 people hanging in.
You all are crazy.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna need to huff some more oxygen just to stay on here.
Get you another can.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna run down to. I got this at Walmart here. You can go to Walmart and get oxygen.
That's crazy.
That's the craziest damn thing I ever heard of. I told my wife that, and she was like, "What?" I texted my daughter, and she was like, she didn't believe me. She's like, "Okay, Dad." I'm like, "No, I'm serious." And I sent her a picture, and she was like, "What?" So, yeah.
Why would you lie about that? I mean, Dad. It's like, why would?
I've told my kids some things that they're like, they don't believe a lot of the stuff I'll tell them anymore.
Oh, that pepper's not hot. No.
Yeah, they learned. Yeah, they've learned. So, oh well.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming in, and we will see y'all on the next stream.
Everybody have a good night.
I'll see you probably tomorrow.
We'll be here.
We'll be here. We'll be doing some giveaways tomorrow.
Yeah, my wife's like, you do a live stream every night. Well, no, not every night. We don't go Wednesday night because that's the stream team's night.
Only 6 out of 7 days.
Yeah.
That's it. It's not every day. And you're not lying.
That's true.
Honey, it's not every day.
All right, everybody have a good night and wish you all the best.
Thanks, guys. Good night.
I'll see y'all.
All right, Brian.